Just started university, and my beautiful tutor turns out to be the mother of my child. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 351 Preparing Gifts. Seeing Sabeo staring at her chest, and Lan quickly explained, actually, the tastes are the same. Sabeo was skeptical, really? Yes, if the tastes are different, my brother won't drink it. Sabeo thought for a while and said, then godmother let me taste it and compare it. Lin Feng's face turned black. Sabeo. Sabeo didn't know where he was wrong, and looked innocent. I'll just drink a small sip, I won't drink more. I will definitely leave some for my brother, so he won't go hungry. Sabeo also came over. Godmother, I'll drink a little bit, a small sip, okay. Sabeo was not very interested, because the milk powder was really not very delicious. Since godmother said that the two flavors were the same. Then she gave up and didn't drink it. Just when Sabeo opened his mouth to speak, the other half of Lin Feng's face turned black. Sabeo, come here. They came over obediently. Lin Feng thought for a while, you can't eat your brother's. If you eat it, your brother will be gone and you will be hungry. When it comes to eating, Sabeo's way of thinking is open. Dad, godmother said that the milk powder is for my brother. Lin Feng didn't react for a while, so I'll taste it, not more. If my brother doesn't have enough, let him drink some milk powder. Besides, I just heard that mother-in-law say that my brother can't finish his milk. Since he can't finish it, then I'll drink some, it shouldn't matter. When Sabeo faces eating, his mind is extremely clear, his reaction is quick, and his thinking is agile. In the end, Lin Feng took out his trump card. Let's do this, you go ask your brother, if your brother tells you that he can drink it, then you drink it. Dad, you just said that your brother can't talk. When Sabeo faces eating, Lin Feng can buy it or make it himself. How does he solve this problem? And Lan and Liu Bo laughed at the side. Liu Bo said, if it doesn't work, just give Sabeo some. This guy won't give up if he doesn't get it. And Lan had no objection. Okay, godmother will get you some milk for your brother. After a while, Lan came over with the milk. Come on, Sabeo. Sabeo happily took it and could feel that it was still warm. Sabeo took a sip and the taste was indescribable. It was not difficult to drink, but not delicious either. The taste was lighter than milk powder. Sabeo came over and said, brother, let me try it. Sabeo's expression was even more difficult to describe. He concluded, it's not delicious. Sabeo is indeed a foodie. He pursed his lips and said in a dilemma, it's okay. There were only a few mouthfuls in the small bowl. These few mouthfuls were squeezed out by Lan with great effort. Lin Feng asked expressionlessly, now that you have drunk it, do you still want to drink it? Sabeo thought for a while, I will drink it if you put sugar in it. Everyone. In the evening, Lin Feng had dinner at Liu Bo's house. When he got home, Zhang Yuxi was writing a lesson plan. You are back. As soon as Lin Feng sat down, he couldn't help but complain to Zhang Yuxi, your son wants to drink milk today. Zhang Yuxi was slightly startled. Could it be what she thought? Lin Feng seemed to see what Zhang Yuxi was thinking. That's right, after your son finished drinking the formula, he was craving for other people's breast milk. Lin Feng imitated Sabeo's words, making Zhang Yuxi laugh and cry. She waved Sabeo over and tapped his little nose. Don't do that again in the future. That milk belongs to your little brother. You can't just eat other people's things, understand? Sabeo nodded. Mom, do you have any? Zhang Yuxi, no. You ate it all. Sabeo said, but he was not disappointed. He muttered, I just want to see if the taste is the same. This sentence made the couple speechless. This matter just passed. However, every time they think about this matter, the couple can't help laughing. Unknowingly, Mother's Day is coming soon. Teacher Li gave the babies a task. On Mother's Day, do something for your mother that you can do. What is within your ability? You can help mom sweep the floor, do housework, etc. You can also wash mom's feet, massage her back, because this day is a holiday for all mothers. So, the four treasures discussed what they could do on Mother's Day. Lin Feng picked up the children from school and learned that they were going to prepare gifts for their mothers. Lin Feng asked with relief, What gifts do you want to give to mom? The four treasurers' New Year's money added up to 1 or 2 million, making them a little rich. There is absolutely no problem buying anything. Dabeo frowned and asked, give mom clothes. Erbeo said, the teacher said that you don't have to buy gifts, you can do housework and make mom happy. Sanbeo said, I will sing a song for mom. Lin Feng was surprised and happy. What will Sanbeo sing? Only mom is good in the world. Not bad. Sibeo suggested, I will buy mom a cake. Lin Feng saw through his thoughts at a glance. You want to eat it, right? Sibeo hesitated, my mom and I can eat it. It is now confirmed that Sanbeo will perform his talent show and Sibeo will buy a cake. Erbeo thought for a while, then I'll wash my mother's feet. Dabeo thought about it and said, then I'll coax my mother to sleep. They drove to a nearby pastry shop and ordered a small cake. Please write on it, Happy Mother's Day. Okay, wait a minute, it will be ready in half an hour. The babies stood in front of the glass and watched the cake making process. The foodies were drooling. Sanbeo thought the cake was so beautiful. He also asked the boss to put a Barbie doll on it and made a skirt with cream. Half an hour later, a beautiful small cake was completed. When they got home, Lin Feng put the cake away. In order to prevent Sibeo from stealing it. Stealing is not stealing, but eating it openly is real. When Zhang Yuxi came back, the babies pulled her and wished her a happy Mother's Day. Really? Let me see the date. It's really Mother's Day. Sibeo couldn't wait to let Lin Feng take out the cake. Mom, this is a cake for you. When Zhang Yuxi saw Sibeo, she stared at the cake with her eyes. How could she not understand? Zhang Yuxi said with a smile, we can eat the cake together only after Daddy is done. Sibeo ran to the kitchen and asked in a baby voice, Dad, when will you be done? Lin Feng was amused by Sibeo, it will be done in a while. Sibeo asked again, Dad, is there anything I can help you with? In order to eat, Sibeo was also very hardworking. Then can you put the chopsticks on the table? Okay, I promise to complete the task. Here, in order to eat the cake earlier, Sibeo became Lin Feng's little helper. Over there, Sanbeo stood behind Zhang Yuxi and massaged her back. She asked softly, Mom, are you comfortable? Sanbeo was originally weak. That little strength was like tickling in front of Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi nodded, it's comfortable, thank you baby. Sanbeo was praised and smiled happily. Erbeo thought that he had not washed his mother's feet yet, so he asked Lin Feng to help him get hot water. Lin Feng looked at Erbeo like a little bee and said with a smile, dinner is about to start. When mom goes to sleep, you can wash her feet. Erbeo looked at the hot food on the table and pecked his mouth. Okay. Sanbeo said, Mom, I'll sing you a song later. Dabeo said, Mom, I'll coax you to sleep later. Zhang Yuxi looked expectant. Okay. Dinner is ready. Lin Feng opened the small cake. Come, let me divide it. This first piece of cake is for Mom. The second piece is for Dad. The third piece is for Dabeo, and then Erbeo. Come, the last one is for Sanbeo. After dividing it, there was just one small piece for each person, and the adults finished it in a few bites. After eating the cake, the babies ate. During this period, the babies' appetite increased, including Sanbeo, and their appetites were very good. Every time this happened, Lin Feng knew that the babies were growing taller. According to his observations, the 4 babies will eat more in spring and autumn. In summer and winter, they grow a lot taller. So, Lin Feng at this time. When cooking for the babies, I pay more attention to the nutritional balance and supervise their exercise and rest. After dinner, Sanbeo shyly showed his talent. He sang Only Mom is Good in the World. Don't say it, he sang very well. Lin Feng and his wife supported him, and the other babies also applauded. Sanbeo smiled quietly. Chapter 352 Children's Day Performance. Before going to bed, Lin Feng brought a basin of hot water, and Erbeo washed Zhang Yuxi's feet. Lin Feng took out his mobile phone to send a message to Zhou Qilin, transferring 52,000 yuan. Attached, Mom, Happy Mother's Day. Zhou Qilin didn't sleep at this point, and sent a message quickly. Thank you, son. Seeing the children so filial, Zhang Yuxi thought of Zhao Lizian and called her. Mom. Zhao Lizian asked with a smile, what for? There was a tacit understanding between them, but Zhao Lizian didn't point it out. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, Today is Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day. You too. What about the babies, did you show your appreciation? Yes, the 4th baby bought me a cake, the 2nd baby washed my feet, The third baby sang only mom is good in the world for me, and the eldest baby will coax me to sleep later. Zhao Lizhan was jealous. Okay, having more children is happiness. After hanging up the phone, Lin Feng asked, do you want to transfer some money to mom? Zhang Yuxi asked, how much? I transferred 52,000 yuan. Then I'll transfer 52,000 yuan too. After washing feet, the second baby wiped his feet with water. Okay, mom. The baby is great. At night, the eldest baby kept his word and coaxed Zhang Yuxi to sleep. Zhang Yuxi originally pretended to sleep. Unexpectedly, under the gentle coaxing of the eldest baby, she actually fell asleep unconsciously. Lin Feng took the babies to sleep. When he lay down, Zhang Yuxi said dazedly, honey, did I fall asleep just now? Yes. Seeing that Zhang Yuxi didn't respond, Lin Feng looked closely and found that she was asleep. Days passed slowly and quietly. The fruits of the peach and apple trees in the yard are getting bigger and bigger. It is estimated that in a few months, we can eat the fruits we grow ourselves. After sending the children to school, the old man came to spray pesticides on the fruit trees. The smell was a bit strong. The old man said, the smell will disappear after it dissipates. The children won't be able to smell it when they come back. After spraying the pesticides, the old man checked it and left again. Without drinking a sip of water, Lin Feng didn't know how to thank him. These fruit trees still have a lot of production. For example, apples are already densely packed, not to mention peaches. The whole family is looking forward to the day when they grow up and mature. In a blink of an eye, it is almost the end of May. The school is already preparing for Children's Day on June 1st. Each class has two programs. One is a collective program and the other is a special program. The teacher sent a message in the group, asking parents to report the size of their children. There are 30 students in the class, and 12 students are for the special program. Sanbeo and Sabeo were selected, and they also have special performance costumes. After registration, it is a transfer to the costume fee. Because they had to rehearse the show, the kids had to leave school later. 3 days later, the costumes were delivered to the kids. The teacher said in the group, if the size doesn't fit, bring it to school tomorrow morning to change. Raymond Lam compared them one by one, and they all fit. The 4 kids are all very tall in the class. The sizes are 1 or 2 sizes larger than other students. Raymond Lam washed the costumes. Looking forward to the first Children's Day at school for the kids. The last day of May. The teacher sent a message to the parents, saying that at 7:30 in the morning, the children should come to the classroom in their costumes to put on makeup. Zhang Yuxi must attend the first Children's Day for the kids. She must attend even if she has to take a leave. In the morning, the kids were dressed in costumes and came to the classroom on time. Last time, it seemed to be blue eyeshadow, but this time it was green eyeshadow. Green eyeshadow, red mouth, pink blush. It looks so festive no matter how you look at it. Zhang Yuxi must take a photo and send it to the family group. Come on, kids, smile. Click, the photo was sent to the family group. Soon, Dian, Wang Lu, and Sunro all posted their photos. Except for the different eyeshadow, the makeup is the same. People in the group made comments one after another. If I remember correctly, I was like this when I was a child. That red, it seems to be called motor red. It's been decades, why don't you change the makeup? Well, it probably won't be festive if you change it. The elders all agreed that it looked great. Just like the last sports meeting. After the babies finished their makeup, the parents brought their babies' small stools to the area planned last time and sat down. At 8:30, after the school gave a speech, the Children's Day officially began. The hosts were 2 young and beautiful teachers who began to announce the show. The order of the classes was also disrupted for this performance. The first to perform was the 2nd grade class, which danced the sunflower dance. A group of little babies danced so cutely, it was so adorable. The second to perform was the 3rd grade class. After all, it was a large class, and compared with this small class, it was too mature and stable. This time, the 1st grade class was still ranked in the middle. When the previous class started to perform, they were already preparing. For the group dance, the girls wore fluffy yellow skirts, small yellow flowers on their heads, and yellow shoes. The boys wore yellow short-sleeved shirts and white shorts, and black shoes. The song was Baby Baby. The lead singers were Sanbeo and another little boy. It's not that Raymond Lam and Zhang Yuxi are bragging, Sanbeo is really very, very beautiful. In this regard, Erbeo is much inferior. But Erbeo's appearance is also very good. Teacher Lee danced with them in the audience to prevent the babies from forgetting the movements. Raymond Lam and his wife found that the 4 babies did not make any mistakes in the movements, and there was no hesitation during the process. Unlike other children, they would look around after a few jumps to see if they made any mistakes. Or they would stare at the teacher all the time. Sanbeo did not have this situation. The babies performed very wonderfully and cutely. Their other small group program will be in the next round. Teacher Lee said that one class will be randomly selected from each of the 3 classes of small, medium and large. This time, the one selected was the performance of the small class. After the children finished dancing, the teachers and the children changed their clothes. The children who did not get a second chance to perform could go back and watch the performance with their parents. Zhang Yuxi felt distressed when she saw the children sweating profusely. Raymond Lam's backpack was always filled with water cups, sweat towels and food. Come on, drink some water and wipe off your sweat. Except for Sanbeo and Sibeo, they all sat on Raymond Lam and Zhang Yuxi. My God, the children's makeup was so funny that it made her laugh to death. Soon it was the turn of the special praise program for the first grade class. Twinkle, twinkle little star. This time, the baby girl wore a red sequined dress and a sequined flower on her head. The boys' clothes did not change, the only difference was that they all had sequins on their wrists. This was just right, the sequins sparkled in the sun, very appropriate. Twinkle, twinkle little star was not a song they were familiar with. It was an adapted nursery rhyme that was catchy and simple in action. After the dance, Sanbeo and Sibeo came down. Sanbeo sat in Lin Feng's arms all of a sudden, too tired to talk. Lin Feng fed her water and food. It can be said that this treatment is the only one that Sanbeo has now. In comparison, Sibeo is still in good spirits. He gulped down the water cup and ate a small bread. Liu Qing sat on the other side, with Xianchen in her arms calling Sibeo from a distance. Sibeo. Although she didn't say it explicitly, her eyes were full of desire. Sibeo understood and gave Xianchen a small bread. Xianchen said, "Thank you." In fact, Liu Qing brought waha and bread, as much as she could. I guess she thought other people's things were more fragrant and delicious. After the performance, the principal made a speech, and the Children's Day on June 1st came to an end. Parents returned to the classroom in turn according to the venue. After sitting down, the teacher said that there would be no class in the afternoon. Tomorrow is a day off, and the day after tomorrow will be a normal class. The children were happy when they heard that there would be no class. After the teacher gave some instructions to the children and their parents, she clapped her hands and said, "The teacher wishes you a happy Children's Day. It's time to go home from school." Liu Qing asked, "Where are you taking the children to play?" Lin Feng shook his head and said, "I don't know yet." "What about you? You have to go to work. What about the children?" Liu Qing smiled and said, "The child's father will be back this afternoon to spend Children's Day with Xianchen." Lin Feng nodded. After they separated, Zhang Yuxi asked the children, "Where do you want to go for Children's Day?" Sibeo was the first to shout, "I want to go to the playground." Dabeo and Erbeo had no objection. The 3 of them were the most lively and active, so they all liked to play. Sanbeo said it was all right. Chapter 353, When Yabeo is in trouble, the 3 treasures come to his aid. So, it was decided to go to the playground on Children's Day. The time was set for this afternoon. The peaches on the peach tree in the yard are already as big as a child's fist. Some have begun to turn red, and it is estimated that they will be edible by the end of the month. Apples are similar. I don't know if it is due to different climates, but apples grow slower than peaches. Apples grow first, but mature later than peaches. When I got home, Zhang Yuxi found a mild makeup remover to remove the makeup for the babies. The babies turned into fair, clean, beautiful and cute little ones in a blink of an eye. I had lunch at noon and played for a while. Sanbeo had fallen asleep on the sofa due to exhaustion. Lin Feng took his daughter back to the room to sleep. When Lin Feng settled Sanbeo down, going downstairs, the 3 huskies were playing with plenty of energy. I looked at the time, play for another 5 minutes and then go to sleep. The babies had no objection. 5 minutes later, Lin Feng told them to go upstairs to sleep by themselves. He also specifically told Erbeo, "Sister is already asleep, keep your voice down and don't wake her up. Summer is here. Babies don't need to take off their clothes, just cover themselves with a small quilt and sleep." Zhang Yuxi was packing up the baby's toys, and Lin Feng came over. Wife, you should go to bed too. What about you? I'll be there in a while. Then I'll wait for you. After packing up, the couple went to check on the babies to see if they were asleep. Very good, they all slept very well. Zhang Yuxi yawned, took Lin Feng's hand and went upstairs to sleep. Dabei and Fifi were already sleeping soundly on the sofa in the living room. It is said that people feel sleepy in spring, tired in autumn, and nap in summer. At this time, they are really sleepy. This afternoon was particularly quiet. A gust of wind blew outside, and the people in the house were sleeping soundly. After the babies woke up, Lin Feng packed his backpack, put on the VIP card recharged at the amusement park, and set off. Exclamation mark. Accompanying children is the most tiring. Even if parents do nothing but follow behind to look after them, it is still tiring. Nowadays, businesses are also very good, placing massage chairs in the playground. It allows adults to look after their children while taking good care of the babies. The playground is simply a paradise for children. Although they come here often to play, they never seem to have enough fun. Wife, let's go to the massage chair over there and take a rest. Zhang Yuxi pulled Lin Feng together. Let's go together. Sitting in the massage chair, you can just see the babies playing with the ocean balls. Lin Feng was still worried. You go. I'll give the children water and wipe their sweat and cushion their backs. Okay, then I'll go sit for a while. The children had almost finished playing, and Lin Feng waved, children come here. He touched their backs and they were all wet. He quickly used a sweat towel to cushion them and said, come, drink some water. Dabei gulped down the water. Dad, where's mom? Dabei pointed to Zhang Yuxi on the massage chair, and the mother and daughter were greeting, mom is there. Lin Feng wiped the sweat off the babies' foreheads with a towel. Mom is a little tired, go sit there and rest for a while. After drinking the water, the babies went to play with full energy again. They can play with this ocean ball for an entire afternoon. Because it is a kindergarten, there are a lot of children playing. It is normal to stumble and fall, and they will fight for toys. Lin Feng thinks that as long as it is a small problem, he hopes that the children can solve it themselves. Look, Sibao was riding a pony on the side and just stood up. Another child snatched the pony from him. The child was about 5 or 6 years old, about 1.2 meters tall, and strong. During the snatch, he pushed Sibao and made him sit on the cushion. Sibao was very casual, just frowned slightly, and didn't care. This scene happened to be seen by Sibao, who came over angrily. Hey, you have to apologize to your brother, you stole his pony and pushed him. The child didn't take Sibao seriously at all, and looked like he didn't care. Sibao blocked his way angrily. You have to apologize to your brother and return the pony to him. The child laughed. I won't. Sibao shouted angrily. Big brother, Sanmei. Dabao and Sanbao, who were playing on the slide, heard it and ran over here. Just kidding. Dabao's thick flesh and height of almost 1.1 meters can still calm the scene. Although Sanbao is a girl, she can also hold the number, right? The taller the boy and girl are, the more obvious the difference will be. Although Sibao is the second child, he is shorter than the two boys, Dabao and Sibao. She put her two guardians on her left and right, pointed at the little boy and said with her hands on her hips. He stole the fourth brother's pony and pushed him down. Here, Dabao and Sanbao are both here. Dabao asked Sibao, Sibao, is that right? Sibao nodded. He could not care about it alone, but when other brothers and sisters help him to seek justice, he will definitely care about it. Sanbao is the best looking and has the most delicate temper. You are so annoying, apologize to my brother. The child was confused. He probably didn't expect that there were 4 children. And the boys in the Lin family are all tall. Dabao, who is willing to eat, is not to mention Sibao. Even Sanbao, who is the laziest and likes to sleep in, is 1 meter tall. The child admitted his defeat, but he was not convinced. He pushed Xiao Ma to the ground. If you want to play, go ahead. I don't like to play anymore. Sibao said calmly, I don't want anything you've ridden on. Sanbao on the side said quickly, that's right, you haven't apologized yet. The child stuck his neck out with his hands, I won't apologize. Dabao walked up and asked, are you going to apologize? Sibao followed suit, are you going to apologize? Sanbao also said, are you going to apologize? The child was so scared that his face changed and he burst into tears. Dad, they bullied me. The child's father was playing with his mobile phone. When he heard his son crying, he hurried over to ask, "What's going on?" The child pointed at the 4 treasures and complained first, "Dad, they bullied me." The child's father was not going to stand it when he heard it, and glared at the 4 treasures. "You guys are bullying my son because you are in large numbers." Urbeo was the most eloquent. "We didn't bully him, he stole my brother's pony and pushed him down. We just asked him to apologize, he didn't apologize and said we bullied him, we didn't bully him." Sanbeo followed up, "That's right, we didn't bully him." The child insisted that he was bullied. The 4 treasures were trembling with anger. Since the adults have been involved, Lin Feng naturally can't let them deal with it on their own. He showed up. "What's wrong?" Urbeo was aggrieved and angry, and told the whole story. Lin Feng asked the child, "Uncle asks you, did you steal the pony? Did you push this kid?" The child was very scared when Lin Feng asked him. But he has parents, so he threw himself into his parents' arms. "I didn't, they stole my pony." Lin Feng raised his eyebrows slightly. "Damn, I met a naughty child today." The parents of the children did not know right from wrong. "Did you hear that? You are the ones who bullied my son, you should apologize." At this point, the 2 girls, Urbeo and Sanbeo, were so angry that they started to cry. Sibeo was also very angry. He lied. Dabeo also said angrily, "That's right, he's a liar." Every parent will choose to stand on the side of their children. However, the parents still asked, "Did you lie to Dad?" At this point, the children could not tell the truth. "No, I didn't lie." Lin Feng said calmly, "Little friend, if you tell the truth now, Uncle will forgive you." Chapter 354 Strange Skills. Seeing this, the other parent frowned and said in a cold voice, "My son said no, then no. You are an adult, how can you force a child like this?" The parent's voice was so loud that it attracted the attention of the people around him. Zhang Yuxi came over. "What's wrong?" Even the staff of the amusement park came over. "What happened?" Sanbeo threw himself into Zhang Yuxi's arms with a wow. Urbeo explained the matter clearly in one sentence. He snatched his brother's pony and pushed him down without apologizing. The staff came over to persuade them, "Children, it is inevitable that they will bump into each other during play, it's normal." Lin Feng ignored the staff and only said to the father and son, "Unfortunately, I filmed the scene just now." He turned on the video. At first, he didn't film it, just recording every bit of the children playing. In less than 10 seconds, he saw the little boy coming over and snatching Sabeo's pony, and even pushed him down. The parent's face was embarrassed and ugly. Pulling the child out of his arms, "Go and apologize to the kid." The child was startled. "Dad," the parent said solemnly, "you did something wrong, go and apologize." The child was scared and walked to Sabeo. "I'm sorry." The parent said again, "Then what?" The child whispered, "I shouldn't have taken your pony, nor should I have pushed you down." Sabeo had a blank expression. "It's okay." The child ran to the parents with a wronged look. The parents who knew the truth apologized to the 4 treasures and Lin Feng. Lin Feng accepted the apology and asked, "Are you still playing?" The 4 treasures said they didn't want to play anymore, and they were hungry. "Let's go, Dad will take you to eat." Today is Children's Day, the babies want to eat whatever they want, and play whatever they want. Lin Feng won't say anything. Seeing the ice cream, the babies want to eat it. Each of them bought one, and Lin Feng also specifically told the boss to put less. The children are still young, and eating more of these is not good for them. Finally, they came to a hot pot restaurant. The babies just had ice cream, and Lin Feng walked around the mall. When he felt that he had digested it, he went to eat hot pot. The 4 babies quickly forgot what happened at the amusement park. But the adults remembered it. Zhang Yuxi said as she picked up food for the babies, "That parent is not bad." Lin Feng said lightly, "If he hadn't been photographed, he probably wouldn't have done that." How to quibble in the face of facts. After leaving the amusement park, he also specially praised the unity of the 4 babies. After eating hot pot, the family went home. There will be no class tomorrow. Lin Feng plans to take them fishing. Not fishing on a yacht, but fishing in a fish pond for money. So the next day, Lin Feng drove his wife and children to a fish pond. The price of each fish pond is different, and the fish in it are also different. Lin Feng took the babies to the cheapest small fish pond, which was full of small fish. The family started to sit and fish. There are many fish in the fish pond, so there is no need to worry about not being able to catch any fish. "Look, The first one to be caught is the three treasures. When the other babies saw this, they all rubbed their hands together, waiting for the fish to bite. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were just accompanying, and their minds were not on fishing. It was mainly the babies who were fishing. After fishing for an afternoon, they had a good harvest. The children's faces were filled with joyful smiles. There were a lot of fish, so when they went back, they sent some to Lan. And Lan was counting her fingers at home, just waiting to leave the confinement period. During the confinement period, she slept and ate, plus breastfeeding. It was really difficult for Lan, who was lively and active. You said, if I had a mobile phone, I wouldn't be like this. Zhang Yuxi smiled and comforted, there's still some time, just bear with it. And Lan sighed, what else can I do? Besides, it's June, and the weather is already getting hot. She can't use the fan, she has to wear a hat and furry slippers. I want to cry. Zhang Yuxi listened to her complaints absent-mindedly, and asked while holding the baby, have you chosen a name? Yes, we chose it when we applied for the birth certificate at the hospital. What's the name? The full name is Liu Ziyan, and the nickname is Huahao. Puff, Zhang Yuxi asked, why is it Huahao? And Lan sighed, Huahao is already good. Both parents said that children with humble nicknames are easier to raise, so they named them Titan, Xiaoshuan, etc. Zhang Yuxi smiled, I've heard of this too. And Lan said as soon as Liu Bo came in. His naming is also funny. He said Huangzhuang, which means strong. Or Niu, who is hardworking like a calf. I said Shunshan, which means smooth sailing. Zhang Yuxi asked, then why is it Huahao? And Lan said, red and prosperous. A boy can't be called Honghong or Honghao. Well, what Zhang Yuxi said made it impossible to refute. However, she never expected that the name Huahao was changed in the blink of an eye. This is what happened. When Dabao heard the word Huahao, he misheard Huahao as Guagao. The two names Guagao were immediately used by the four treasures. In this way, Guagao became the nickname of the four treasures. The baby looked one way when he was born, and in the blink of an eye, he looked another way when he was 1 month old. He has grown up, and he is so cute. The four treasures love him very much. Whenever they have time, they will video chat with Lan to see this little brother. In a blink of an eye, Children's Day is over. That night, the system's voice came. Ding, because the host spent Children's Day with a baby and fulfilled his father's responsibility, he will be rewarded with 10 million yuan in cash. Reward thick hair skill. Thick hair, with a skill, the host will be away from the trouble of hair loss forever. Lin Feng lying on the bed? Question mark? He thought about it. Well, in the era of baldness, this skill is a bit showy, but it is very practical. He doesn't want to be bald when he gets old. Looking in the mirror the next day, I don't know if it was his illusion. The hair is indeed thicker. But people are more than just hair, right? Bathroom. Lin Feng looked at other places. What a great skill, it made him look so manly. Lin Feng happened to be wearing casual crop pants today. Zhang Yuxi took a look at Lin Feng's legs and hesitated to speak. Chapter 355 and Lan is out of confinement. Soon, the kindergarten will start classes. The teacher posted a video in the group. The content of the video is that the teacher teaches the children to wipe their buttocks. The teacher turned a small chair with the backrest upside down and tied 2 balloons. The children below did the same. The 2 balloons are like buttocks. The teacher wiped the buttocks with paper and taught the babies how to fold the paper. Seeing that the babies learned well, Lin Feng breathed a sigh of relief. He was still worried about how to teach the babies to wipe their buttocks when going to the toilet. Sure enough, that night the babies had to poop. Lin Feng asked the baby to sit on the small toilet with paper in his hand and solve it by himself. He stood aside and watched with his arms folded. Sibao is heartless. While pooping, the father and son chatted. Sibao's hands-on ability is his strength. Isn't it easy to wipe the buttocks? Wash your hands after going to the toilet. Next. Dabao is a practical person. He doesn't talk much, and he just does things silently. He holds his little face when pooping, as if he is doing something big. When wiping his butt, Dabao wiped his butt too hard and the paper broke. Then, his little hands became smelly. He cried with a wow. I don't know if it was because of the stink or because he was scared, but he looked at his hands with disgust. Lin Feng held back his laughter and poured him some water, which he brought to Dabao who was sitting on the toilet. Dabao whimpered while washing his hands. He smelled it and it seemed that there was no smell. but he was still worried and wanted to wash it again. Lin Feng brought children's hand sanitizer, and Dabao washed it again with all his strength, and then he was satisfied. This time, when wiping his butt, Dabao was very careful and very careful. It was Sibao's turn. Sibao said, "Dad, you watch, I can't poop." Then Dad will stand at the door and call Dad if you have any problems, okay? After a while, the sound of the toilet flushing was heard, and then the hands were washed. After opening the door, Sibao said, "Dad, I'm done." Over at Zhang Yuxi's side, the two little princesses also finished pooping. Little girls love to be clean, and then almost 1/3 of the toilet paper was used. This time, the babies were able to wipe their butts independently. Sometimes it's like this. When Raymond Lamb thought it was difficult to do, it turned out to be easy. Now, the babies can go to the toilet by themselves. This is one of the major events in the growth of the babies. In mid-May, Guoguo was 1 month old. Liu Bo's relatives are all in his hometown, and most of them are in other places. And Lan's relatives are also in Shanghai. So after discussing it, we decided to have a meal in Guangzhou. Little Guoguo was wearing a festive red, which was so cute. And in Lan, who was finally able to leave the confinement period, was almost crying while holding Zhang Yuxi's hand. The confinement period was too difficult to endure. Other mothers would gain weight, but she actually lost weight. But she still had milk, and her chest circumference was bigger. There was no problem feeding Guoguo. After the baby's full-month wine party, the confinement nanny would take care of him for another week or so, and then she would leave. At the full-month wine party, Lan sat next to her and fed little Guoguo while chatting with Zhang Yuxi. "Will you take care of the child by yourself in the future? Will your aunt and your mother-in-law help?" "I will take care of it myself." Zhang Yuxi immediately looked at Lan with admiration. Of course, the little girl has grown up. Lan rolled her eyes. "What are you talking about? I'm only 17 years old, in my prime." Zhang Yuxi was speechless. "You already have a child, and you're still so shameless." Lan chuckled. "It's obviously unrealistic to let my mother take care of the child. There are too many things waiting for her to do in the Magic City. As for my mother-in-law, she wants to help, but she didn't say it clearly. My father-in-law meant that she should come over to help occasionally, and don't disturb our lives. They would rather give us more money." Later I asked Liu Bo quietly. My father-in-law was afraid of the relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, so he didn't let my mother-in-law take care of the child. Lan sighed. "In fact, my relationship with my mother-in-law is not bad, but you know me. She is used to being unrestrained and heartless, which is far from the daughter-in-law in the minds of the older generation, so I think I can breastfeed the child by myself." Zhang Yuxi nodded. "It's good to take care of the child by myself, so I won't miss the moment of the child's growth." Lan glanced at her son in her arms. "When Liu Bo is done, he will help me take care of the child." After Xiao Guoguo finished eating, Lan burped him. "You know, the maternal instinct is really magical. It seems that after becoming a mother, it has become innate and I understand everything." She didn't dare to hold such a small child before. After the full moon banquet, time flew by and it was almost Father's Day. Zhang Yuxi still remembered the Mother's Day gifts prepared by the babies last time. This Father's Day happened to be on Sunday, and the school teacher only mentioned it. On Sunday, Lin Feng had to go to the restaurant to work. Lan had to take care of the children, and there were many things in the restaurant that she couldn't take care of. When Lin Feng left in the morning, Zhang Yuxi discussed with the babies what holiday gifts to prepare for their father. "Dad will be back in the evening, let's prepare a surprise for him, okay?" The babies answered happily, "Okay." Zhang Yuxi asked, "What gifts do you want to prepare?" Dabao said, "Let's coax Dad to sleep." Sanbao said, "Dance for Dad." Sibao said, "Buy Dad a cake." Erbao said, "Wash Dad's feet." Zhang Yuxi listened carefully. In her OS, "I don't know what's wrong, but it always feels weird." Zhang Yuxi suggested, "This time, let's do something different, okay? Let's think of something else." Erbao said, "Then let's buy a gift for Dad." Zhang Yuxi thought it was okay. "Then let's go see if there is a gift suitable for Dad, how about it?" Zhang Yuxi drove the 4 babies outside. Sibao pointed at the ice cream and said, "Mom, then let's give Dad ice cream, okay?" Zhang Yuxi, "Son, if you want to eat it, just say it directly." Sibao blinked his eyes. Sibao wants to eat it, and also wants to give it to Dad. There's nothing wrong with this sentence. Zhang Yuxi shook his head. If I buy it for Dad now, the ice cream will melt. So, they each had an ice cream. They completely forgot about Raymond Lam. Chapter 356 Father's Day Gift. Passing by a men's clothing store, Zhang Yuxi suddenly had an idea. Let's go. Let's go and have a look. Men's clothing styles are not too fancy, and the babies want to leave after a stroll. Zhang Yuxi, however, is very serious in choosing. Summer men's clothing is nothing more than t-shirts, vests, shorts and the like. The boss introduced Zhang Yuxi and chatted about family matters. Beauty. Are these for your children? Zhang Yuxi hummed lightly, with a cold expression. To do business, you naturally need to be thick-skinned, and the boss praised her in various ways. Beauty, you are so lucky. You gave birth to 4 at once, and each one is so cute and sensible. Your children are really obedient. They don't run around when you say they won't. Unlike some customers, they are not obedient at all. You bought it for the child's father, right? Today is Father's Day. Did you buy it as a gift? How tall is he, and how much does he weigh? This row is the most popular styles this year. Take a look. Since Zhang Yuxi became Raymond Lam's image consultant, she has been very demanding about her taste in clothes. There is no style she likes here. The boss saw Zhang Yuxi's dissatisfaction and brought out the characteristics of their store. We can make parent-child clothing here, and we can also print and engrave it. Sanbao asked, Uncle, what is parent-child clothing? The boss quickly said, parent-child clothing is this. He took out the picture, and the other babies gathered around. You can also write on it, such as your name, or draw a picture. This did not attract Zhang Yuxi, but attracted the children. Mom, we want parent-child clothing. I want to wear the same as Mom and Dad. Uncle, can I put Ultraman on it? The boss smiled and said, no problem. Can my transformers be used? Sure, any pattern is fine. The children were already discussing the pattern with the boss. Just like that, it was finalized. Zhang Yuxi had no objection, and it seemed that they had not worn parent-child clothing yet. Just like that, everyone bought a t-shirt with a printed pattern on it. Erbao's was a Barbie doll, Sanbao's was a fairy, and Sibao's was a little dinosaur. As for Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi, they wrote the names of Mom and Dad. Zhang Yuxi thought of Enlan's family of 3. She called Enlan to ask about the size of her and Liu Bo. Zhang Yuxi paid the money and came to pick up the goods in half an hour. As she walked, Zhang Yuxi found a place where children were taught to bake. The staff inside were teaching the children how to make small cakes, how to decorate flowers, etc. Zhang Yuxi's heart moved, and she said to the 4 babies, each of you make a small cake for Dad, okay? The 4 treasures answered in unison, yes. Zhang Yuxi paid the money, and the staff led the 4 treasures, put on the clothes of the little chefs, and put on the hats of the little chefs. Then they taught them how to make cakes step by step. This is a brand new experience and attempt for the 4 treasures. The 4 treasures made and ate at the same time, which made the teacher laugh. Here are the decorations for the cakes. You can decorate your cakes as you like. Overall, the cakes of the 3 treasures are in good shape and look good. The cakes of the big treasures are quite standard, and the cakes of the 4 treasures and the second treasures can be said to be terrible. One is whimsical, and the other is fancy. The cakes are all 5-inch small cakes. The boss specially packed them up in a small box with partitions. Zhang Yuxi took a look and felt a little embarrassed. The boss smiled and said, Mom, is your home far from here? If it's not far, our employees in the store can deliver it to the community for you. Zhang Yuxi was overjoyed, not far. Then what's your address? The address is Rose New District. At last, Zhang Yuxi thanked the boss. Thank you, boss, for your thoughtful service. The boss smiled and said, it's okay, come to us more often in the future. We can not only make cakes, but also small breads and small cookies. This is a big business, and the family conditions are good. Zhang Yuxi took note, okay. This time the babies not only ate the cake, but also had the experience of making cakes by themselves. Zhang Yuxi asked, what other gifts should we prepare for Dad? The babies thought about it. There are too many choices for gifts for Mommy. Beautiful clothes, shoes, bags, lipsticks, skincare products, etc. They really can't think of what to give. Raymond Lam finally took them to the boutique to see if there was anything they wanted to give to Raymond Lam. There is a men's boutique here. There are earrings, bracelets, pendants, belts, decorative rings, etc. Zhang Yuxi and the babies looked at them with a curious look. This is the first time Zhang Yuxi has come to this kind of store. After choosing and choosing, she fell in love with a facial mask decorative ring, which is small and exquisite. Boss, wrap this in a gift box for me. Okay. Sanbeo chose a colorful rainbow bracelet. Who cares, as long as it looks good. She imitated Zhang Yuxi's way and handed it to the boss. Uncle, help me wrap it up. The boss was very gentle when he saw such a beautiful little princess. Okay, uncle will help you wrap it up. Thank you. The little friend is so polite. Erbeo fell in love with a Bluetooth headset. He remembered that his father had one, but it seemed to have problems and was no longer used. Dabeo bought a robot keychain, which is small and cute, but the robot has many styles. There are several transformations. Sibeo bought a Newton ornament, which he thought was very interesting, so he bought it. Everyone bought what they liked. Ahem, no. They bought the gifts they wanted to give to their fathers. Then, Zhang Yuxi returned to the store, picked up the t-shirt, and went home happily. Lin Feng would come back to cook dinner for them in the evening. After arriving home, Zhang Yuxi signaled to the babies to hide the gifts. When Dad comes back, we will give him a surprise. Okay. Okay. This wait lasted until after 7 o'clock. Lin Feng left at noon and only came back now. While changing shoes in the entrance hall, he said, "You must be starving, let's eat noodles today." Unexpectedly, the babies took Lin Feng to the living room and sat down. Lin Feng was surprised for a moment. What are you going to do? Zhang Yuxi smiled and took out the gifts with the babies. Today is your holiday. This is a gift from me and the babies to you. And these breads are made by the babies especially for you. Zhang Yuxi took out the parent-child outfit. This is the parent-child outfit for our family of 6. Lin Feng didn't expect to receive so many gifts when he returned home, and he was surprised and happy. He was a little surprised and said, "Today is not my birthday." Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Today is Father's Day. Did you forget?" Lin Feng slapped his forehead. "Oh, I really didn't know." Chapter 357 Kitchen Killer. Zhang Yuxi said with a smile, "Come, take a look at the Father's Day cakes made by our 4 children." One by one, they opened the small cakes they made, and Lin Feng praised them one by one. Children, sometimes they just need praise. Especially for their efforts for Father's Day, this piece of heart must be praised. Okay, it's time to open the gifts. Zhang Yuxi smiled slightly. Let Dad guess who sent these gifts. Okay. The little babies are so happy. I just like to play this kind of game. In Lin Feng's first gift box that can be opened, there is a colorful bracelet. Lin Feng took a look at this women's bracelet, and then looked at the expressions of Erbeo and Sanbeo. After all, they are children, and their joy is obvious. Sanbeo looked at his father with sparkling eyes, as if saying, I sent it, I sent it. Zhang Yuxi asked, guess who gave this to you? Lin Feng smiled and said, it's so pretty and cute, it must be from Sanbeo who likes exquisite things, right? Sanbeo rushed over, Dad is so smart, he guessed it right away, so cool. In fact, Zhang Yuxi could have guessed it without even looking at it. Next, when he opened it, he found a Bluetooth headset. The first thing Lin Feng thought of was that Zhang Yuxi bought it for him. So, he instinctively looked at Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi shook her head, it's not me. This surprised Lin Feng a little, and he looked at the remaining 4 treasures. Sibeo was the first to be ruled out, and the next one was Dabeo. Judging from Dabeo's expression, it wasn't him. It was Erbeo, who was quiet and gentle at the side, with stars in his eyes. Lin Feng waved, Erbeo, come here. Erbeo came over. Is this the gift you gave to Dad? Erbeo nodded, does Dad like it? Lin Feng hugged him, thank you, Erbeo, this is what Dad needs, thank you. Erbeo smiled slightly, you're welcome. When Erbeo doesn't smile, he looks like Lin Feng. When he smiles, he looks like Zhang Yuxi. Next, what was open was a ring. Lin Feng instinctively thought of Zhang Yuxi, and only Zhang Yuxi would think of buying a ring for herself. Why did he determine it was Zhang Yuxi? Because this is a men's style, not gorgeous, but very good looking. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi knew that he had guessed it, do you like it? Lin Feng put it on his finger, the size was just right, not bad, I like it very much, thank you, my wife. Lin Feng's hands are the popular comic hands of pianists. The joints are distinct and slender, very beautiful. In addition to wearing a wedding ring, Lin Feng has no extra decorations on his hands. Next, it is time to open the gifts from Dabeo and Sibeo. The box is a bit small, and I wonder what kind of small gift will be inside. When I opened it, it turned out to be a robot keychain. From Sibayo's surprised look, it can be seen that it is not him. Sibayo liked it immediately. Wow, where's this? Why didn't I see it? Dabayo said, under that shelf. This is considered a self-exposure. Moreover, this robot is very fun. Although it is small, the workmanship is very good and the joints are very flexible. Thank you Dabayo for the gift for Dad. Dad likes it very much, thank you. Dabayo grinned. Dad, can I play with this for a while? Lin Feng. He knew it. The next one was for Sibayo. The gift he opened was a Newton ornament, which he had in his previous dormitory. Lin Feng looked at Sibayo. Sibayo smiled heartlessly. Dad, does he like it? Lin Feng played with it for a while. I like it, thank you baby. Then Sibayo smiled and said, can you lend it to me to play with for a while? Lin Feng. The last gift, of course, was the parent-child outfit. Hubby, look, this is our parent-child outfit. Zhang Yuxi shook out her clothes. Except for the ones with Dad and Mom written on her parents, the prints on other people's clothes were all clearly from her. It was his first Father's Day, and Raymond Lam took a photo of the gift and posted it on his Moments, his tone unable to conceal his pride. It doesn't matter whether it's expensive or not, what matters is the thought. I am very happy and relieved to have received Father's Day gifts from the babies today. Zhang and Min, the children are so sensible. This is also my first Father's Day, but I will have to wait a few years before receiving gifts. Lam Ka-chun, haha, I can guess who made that cake. The ugliest one, with the most cream, must be Sibayo. Raymond Lam replied to Lam Ka-chun, cover your face, you guess it right. Lin Deshan, what about my Father's Day? Raymond Lam, Dad, Happy Father's Day? Lin Deshan, that's it? Lin Rui, my Father's Day was to wash my feet, I am very relieved. Teacher Lee, the babies did a great job. Zhang Ming, the Father's Day gift from my son was to help me clean the house. Raymond Lam glanced at his phone. Wife, I'm going to make noodles. No, today is your holiday, I'll do it. Wife, no, I'll do it. No, I won't blow up the kitchen when I make noodles. Lin Feng was staring at her from the side, making Zhang Yuxi angry. Husband, do you not trust me so much? Making noodles, is it that serious? Lin Feng folded his arms, leaned on her and said lightly, nothing, I just like your figure. Zhang Yuxi smiled shyly, liar. When the love is deep, the eyes will follow the figure of the other person. Even if the other person is doing something meaningless, the eyes can't help but follow. Zhang Yuxi was right, making noodles, will it blow up the kitchen? Facts have proved that it can't blow up the kitchen. But it will mess up. If it weren't for Lin Feng watching from the side, the boiling water would probably overflow everywhere. Zhang Yuxi was in a mess. Lin Feng occasionally helped and teased her from the side. Before, when I saw the kitchen killer, I didn't understand. It's just cooking a meal, how can it be a mess? Until I found the answer in you, my wife. Zhang Yuxi stood aside with a pout, watching Lin Feng take over her work. Some people are just capable of this, even if they don't do anything, they can still get into trouble. In the past, when he saw those jokes about kitchen killers on the internet, Lin Feng would sneer and think they were too exaggerated. Now he realizes that it's not exaggerated. Not at all. Right under Lin Feng's nose, Zhang Yuxi was so busy that she could make a mess of the kitchen. This kind of person is a little incompatible with the kitchen. Zhang Yuxi sighed and watched Lin Feng clean up the mess in a short while. The noodles were also cooked. Hubby, today is Father's Day. We're eating noodles, it's a bit unfair to you. When he celebrated Mother's Day, Lin Feng made all his favorite dishes. Lin Feng looked at Zhang Yuxi meaningfully. You know, I don't care about these. After being married for many years, they still have this tacit understanding. Zhang Yuxi immediately knew what Lin Feng was talking about. Her little face turned red and she didn't say anything. The babies slurped the noodles and ate happily. After eating, they went to play. In a blink of an eye, Lin Feng's gifts were snatched up by the babies. They called it playing for a while. To put it bluntly, except for the pair of Bluetooth headphones, they bought them all for themselves. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelists. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 358 Wilderness Survival Game. At night, Lin Feng poured water for the babies to wash their feet. Call Daddy after you wash your feet. Okay. Each baby's foot bath was small, cute, and had 2 round ears. They lined up in the bathroom to wash their feet. They carefully poured the water for washing their feet. Dad, we've finished washing our feet. Lin Feng asked, are they all clean? Clean. Then come here, Daddy will cut your nails. Lin Feng remembered the first time he cut the baby's nails, how careful he was. And at that time, the babies liked to move around, so he could only do it after they fell asleep. Zhang Yuxi cut the second and third baby's nails. Lin Feng cut the first and fourth babies. After cutting the hands, it was time for the feet. Their feet were only as big as their palms. Holding them in their hands, the toes moved around one by one. It was so cute. After the couple cut their nails, they let the babies go back to their rooms to sleep. The third baby said he wanted someone to accompany him. Wife, go take a shower. I'll accompany Sanbao. Okay, thank you for your hard work, husband. Sanbao asked Lin Feng, Dad, do you like the gift I gave you? I like it. But where is the gift now? Sanbao smiled and said, Dad, I love you. I love you too. Sanbao fell asleep soon. Lin Feng covered them with a blanket and went upstairs. Zhang Yuxi was calling Zhang Fu Aiwang. There was a sour tone in her words. Last Mother's Day, Zhang Yuxi transferred 52,000 to Zhao Lizhan. This time he waited for a long time, but his daughter didn't move. He was so sad. This bowl of water should be balanced, right? After hanging up the phone, Zhang Yuxi also transferred 52,000 to Zhang Fu Aiwang. Lin Feng smiled and showed Zhang Yuxi his phone. Zhang Yuxi took a look and found that it was a chat record between Lin Feng and Lin Dashan. Lin Dashan sent an emoticon pack of a male celebrity who was good at keeping balance. The meaning was very clear. He wanted Lin Feng to be a master of keeping balance and be fair and just. Without saying a word, Lin Feng transferred 52,000. The couple couldn't help laughing. Ding, because the host spent the first Mother's Day and the first Father's Day with a baby, a cash reward of 20 million yuan will be given. Get a space ring. Space ring. It has 3 cubic meters of space and can store everything. Then I saw a craft ring in the backpack that was exactly the same as the one Zhang Yuxi bought. When Lin Feng wanted to use it, a 3D rendering would appear, and it was empty. Lin Feng accidentally put a book in it, and an interface would appear. Just take it out. It just feels mysterious, but very practical. After all, the children are grown up, and they have to carry a lot of things every time they go out. Putting them in the space ring, you don't have to carry them in a school bag, and you can be a lot more relaxed. In a blink of an eye. The peaches are almost ripe. The family picks some to eat, and they are already sweet. It is estimated that the children will be able to eat peaches when they are on summer vacation. Speaking of summer vacation, it will be soon. Some parents in the parent group have asked the teacher when the vacation will be. Teacher Lee, the teacher has not received the notice from the school. However, we had a holiday in early July before, and this time will probably be no exception. Sure enough, a parent meeting was held on the afternoon of July 1st. Teacher Lee reminded the parents. Take good care of the children's personal safety during the summer vacation, pay attention to their diet, etc. I will notify you in the group about the registration time for the next semester. After explaining all this, Teacher Lee said again. In the summer vacation, our school held a wilderness survival game, and parents who are interested can sign up. Let me explain here, parents can rest assured about safety, we have teachers to accompany them. Although it is called wilderness survival, it is actually for parents to take their children to experience the wild environment. Our school holds various activities every summer vacation. Parents can choose to participate voluntarily, and just pay the fees to me. In the class, more than half of the people said that they would take their children to participate in this activity. Mom and dad who are free can accompany the baby to participate. If the mother is not free, you can let the aunt to participate. It's very interesting. A small group of children in the class are picked up and dropped off by their aunts at home. Parents are too busy and can't take care of them. Including this parent meeting, the aunt also came to attend. They had no decision-making power, so they could only go back and tell the children's parents. Teacher Lee smiled and said, registration will end tomorrow night. Okay, this semester is over. Thank you parents for your support and cooperation, thank you. On the way back, The babies were so happy to hear that there was a wilderness survival activity that they danced with joy. Zhang Yuxi also saw the message in the group, "I want to go too." In the end, all the children in the class went. The teacher sent a notice and the time was set for next Monday. All they had to prepare were clothes and water cups, and everything else was provided by the school. In the eyes of parents, wilderness survival is almost the same as accompanying their children on an outing. And this time, adults also have to pay, not to mention children. The fee is also very beautiful. However, those who can come here to study, their families can't afford this little money. The matter of packing luggage was left to the careful people like Lin Feng. I don't know if it's cold outside at night, so Lin Feng brought a set of spring clothes, sweat towels, and change of clothes for each baby. Children love sports, and even if the shoes are breathable, the babies will sweat in their socks when they run around. So, more dry cotton socks were prepared. Needless to say, there are also water bottles, mosquito repellents, some children's heat stroke and cold medicines, etc. After packing up, we will gather at the school gate at 8:30 tomorrow. Next, there will be a 3-day wilderness survival activity. Take the designated class bus and drive out of the suburbs one by one. In the car, Teacher Li said. The 3 grades of big, medium and small are assigned different venues. Because it is a small class, the resources allocated are very generous. Finally, the car drove to the mountain. Going up along the mountain road, and then driving for more than 20 minutes, we finally arrived at the destination. The open space was full of school buses. After getting off the bus, someone came to communicate with Teacher Li. Teacher Li directed everyone, "Our camp is here. Parents and babies, go this way." Each class is assigned a different one. When they arrived at a flat open space, Teacher Li said, "This is our camp for the first grade class. Now parents, put down your luggage and follow me to get the supplies." Lin Feng handed the luggage to Zhang Yuxi and followed the crowd to get it. In July, the weather was already very hot. Zhang Yuxi was holding an umbrella and wearing sunglasses, and she looked elegant and noble. Soon, Lin Feng and others came. They had quite a lot of things in their hands. Zhang Yuxi hurried over to help. There were only a few parents who came with both their parents this time. Zhang Yuxi took a look and found that they were tents, moisture-proof mats, etc. Because of Lin Feng's special situation, the tents were all larger, enough for 6 people to sleep. The other parents all had double tents. Chapter 359, Small Head, Big Curiosity. Lin Feng had set up the tent and it was done in no time. Then he took out 3 blankets from his backpack, which were blankets and quilts. Teacher Li called out, "Parents who have set up the tent, come here to get the quilts." "I'll go." Lin Feng stopped her. "I'll go. There must be a lot of quilts for several of us, you can't carry them." Sure enough, when Lin Feng came back, he brought 6 thin quilts. They can be used as covers or as cushions. Teacher Li told parents to use them with confidence, as they are all clean and made of pure cotton. Lin Feng said, "I brought long pajamas for the babies, so there's nothing to worry about." Zhang Yuxi looked at him with admiration. "Husband, you're awesome, you've arranged everything properly." Lin Feng leaned his face over and gave Zhang Yuxi a kiss. The tent was completely packed. Liu Qing was still tinkering with it, so Lin Feng went over to help. When adults are doing things, children are definitely playing. When everyone was almost done, Teacher Li spoke with a loudspeaker. "Now we are going to the canteen to eat. Next, we will give you small pots, and you have to find ways to cook. Parents all know that they come out to play with their children. Just for the sake of showing it, if they really ask them to cook, they will starve to death. This place seems to be a factory or something. There is no one in sight, but the canteen is open. When they go there, the parents and children of other classes have already finished their meals and have eaten most of the food. The food in the canteen is just so-so, and it is hard to say whether it tastes good or bad. There is rice, porridge, and noodles. There are both meat and vegetarian dishes, and there are also dishes suitable for babies. In short, there are many varieties. After eating, they return along the same route. Teacher Li holds a loudspeaker and says, "Parents can take the babies to take a nap, and our teachers will get you other supplies." The babies happily go into the tent to play. After a while, Xianshan comes over. "Can I see your tent?" The 4 babies welcome them warmly like little masters. Xianshan exclaimed, "Your tent is so big." Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Because there are so many of us, if we use a small tent, it won't be enough." The big tent of the four treasures is really conspicuous. The classmates came to visit one by one. The children were tired from playing, and their parents called them back to sleep. Lin Feng slept for half an hour and then left the tent. Outside, Teacher Li and other teachers in the class were distributing pots and pans. Lin Feng went to help. A special small kitchen was set up here, with 3 families in a group. But the number of people in Lin Feng's family caught up with 3 families. So, they used a separate set of kitchen utensils and tableware. After cleaning up, Lin Feng walked around and took a look. Only then did he realize that there were many vegetables and fruits planted here. Cucumbers, eggplants, tomatoes, etc. There are also fruit trees outside. Lin Feng was happy and felt that this trip was worth it. When Lin Feng went back, he found that the parents had all gotten up, and the children were still sleeping. Teacher Li told the parents that they had to solve their own dinner tonight. We will provide the meat, and the rest is up to you. We have all kinds of fruits and vegetables here. We hope you can do all this with your baby. There are several taps here, you can wash vegetables. When he was almost done, the babies woke up one after another. Lin Feng went over to change the baby's pajamas. You know, there are a lot of vegetables here, and there are fruits. This sentence not only made the babies energetic. Zhang Yuxi was also energetic all of a sudden. The babies couldn't wait to see. Wait a minute, Dad is still putting on socks. We'll cook tonight. Whatever you want to eat, they are all fresh fruits and vegetables. After packing up the babies, the family took the baskets they were given and went to buy on the spot. When they came, many families had already started buying with their children. This month is the time when there are many kinds of vegetables and fruits. Lin Feng took the children to get to know them. This is a cucumber. They grow on vines. The babies looked up at the cucumbers with stars in their eyes. The 4th baby exclaimed, "So cucumbers grow like this, so magical." The 2nd baby nodded, "I thought they grew in the soil." The 1st baby laughed, "I thought they grew on trees." Zhang Yuxi asked the 3rd baby curiously, "Sanbao, where do you think cucumbers grow?" Sanbao blinked, "I don't know." Meaning, she had never thought about this question. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi picked up the babies, each picked a cucumber and put it in the basket. The babies were so happy. Lin Feng took the babies to pick eggplants. Eggplants are the kind of slender purple skins that look very tender and beautiful. The babies squatted in front of an eggplant seedling, and they were very surprised. An eggplant seedling can grow 5 or 6 eggplants, and the eggplant seedlings are not tall. Come on, let's pick some and take them back. As soon as the voice fell, the babies couldn't wait to start. Be careful, don't hurt them, they will have eggplants in the future. The eggplant stems have small thorns, which stung them. Sanbao was about to cry, "Mom, it hurts." After Lin Feng told them the method, they all stopped feeling pain. He picked some eggplants and put them in the basket, and walked forward with the babies. It was tomatoes. The tomatoes grown were not as beautiful as the ones sold outside. Some were still green, and some were bright red. The babies squatted in front of the tomato seedlings, picking them with their little butts. Lin Feng reminded them, "Don't pick too many, just pick as many as you can eat." After the babies picked the tomatoes, they rushed forward happily. They continued to walk forward, and they saw the small peppers planted. The pepper seedlings were densely packed with small red peppers, which were so beautiful. Don't touch them, or they will get spicy. The 4 babies were a little confused with great curiosity in their little heads. Lin Feng explained, "These peppers are not only spicy to eat, but also spicy to touch. If you rub your eyes by mistake, your eyes will hurt." The babies understood. Lin Feng picked some peppers and put them in the basket, and walked forward with the babies. There was a shed built in front, and some children and parents were shouting winter melon. A few people walked over to take a look. It was winter melon. Some winter melons grew hanging, and some winter melons had a shed and were connected to the shed. The babies thought it was magical. They didn't expect winter melons to grow hanging like this, they thought they grew on the ground. Lin Feng is about 1.8 meters tall, which is more than enough for picking winter melons. Many parents are reluctant to pick winter melons. One reason is that the winter melon is too high, and the other is that the winter melon is too heavy and inconvenient to hold. Moreover, the winter melon is white. Lin Feng has the same idea as them. The winter melon is too heavy, and there are already many vegetables in the basket. In front, it is cowpea. Lin Feng asked the children to pick cowpeas, which are long and thin and tender. Then, they went to the orchard. The most eye-catching is the vineyard. The staff on the side reminded the parents. Be careful. These grapes are to be sold, and grapes are delicate, so be gentle when handling them. In this way, the parents only picked a few bunches and distributed them to each other to taste. How should I put it? It tastes sour and sweet, and it tastes good. But for the little friends who like sweet food, they may not like it. In addition to grapes, there is actually a watermelon field. Only occasionally can you see a few watermelons, and parents are not allowed to pick them here. So, the parents just take the children to have a look. Chapter 360. My dad can climb trees. After walking around, everyone went back to cook. Some parents cooked at home, while others had their aunt take care of their daily life. Several groups started to cook dinner with the children, and they had to finish dinner before dark. Otherwise, what could they see? Lin Feng took a basket to wash the vegetables, and when he came back, he started to steam rice. They used very small electric rice cookers for parents. Lin Feng did all this smoothly, and you could tell he was used to it. Wife, take the children to wash their hands, I'll give them cucumbers. Okay. Lin Feng cut a cucumber in half, peeled it and gave it to the baby to chew. At home, they definitely didn't like it. Maybe it was because they felt that the cucumbers they picked by themselves tasted different when they were outside. They ate them happily. Zhang Yuxi also ate them crunchy and fed them to Lin Feng. Lin Feng took a bite, delicious. He wanted to make minced meat eggplant, cold mixed cowpea, and sugar mixed tomatoes. Suddenly, he found that some parents also had loofah. After asking, they found out that it was in another place. Lin Feng hurried over, picked 2 loofahs and brought them back to make soup. The school gave quite a lot of meat, and Lin Feng had a piece of lean meat that was neither too big nor too small. He made pork slices for the babies, and it became loofah pork slices soup. The other parents looked at Lin Feng and pouted. Alice, a group of mothers can't beat a man. I've heard before that the quadruplets are all men who take care of the children and cook at home. Now it seems to be true. What does his wife do? University teacher. Hiss, I can't compare. She's handsome, family-oriented, and can cook. Don't say it, cook quickly, everyone is ready to eat. How can you be so fast? I can't do it. Lin Feng's family was the first to eat. There was not even a table, chair, or stool, so they could only stand in front of the stove to eat. The babies gathered in a row, and Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi ate with their meals. The other children were about to cry with greed. It was mainly because they were hungry. They urged their parents one by one. Mom, can you hurry up? I want to eat too. Wait a minute, I'll be ready soon. It is said that 3 cobblers are better than juggling, and there is strength in numbers. Even if you haven't eaten pork, you have seen pigs run. It is well made and edible. As for the taste, it is okay. There is still the last wave left, which is really hard to describe. There is no way. We can't really let the parents and children starve to death. Teacher Li took them to the cafeteria. Although there was food, the children said they were not happy at all, because they didn't get to eat the food made by their parents. They held their mouths all the way and were very unhappy. After dinner, they rested for a while. Teacher Li came over to tell them that there would be an activity later. Then each parent was given a flashlight, and Teacher Li would take the parents and children to explore the secrets together at night. At this time, it was gradually getting dark. When the babies heard that there was a mystery game, they immediately became impatient. Teacher Li held the microphone and said, "Don't worry, kids. The teacher will give out the tasks first. The families that cook together during the day are grouped together. When we take the babies to explore, we have to pick 10 kinds of flowers and 10 kinds of leaves. Okay, now we can go." Lin Feng was afraid that the children would be bitten by mosquitoes when they went out, so the whole family sprayed mosquito spray. He also gave the babies a protective barrier skill. After seeing this, other parents followed suit. Some of them didn't bring any, so they borrowed spray from everywhere to spray their children. After getting ready, they started to explore at night. Sanbao was a little timid, so Lin Feng held him in his arms all the way. Bao held Zhang Yuxi's hand tightly, looking around curiously and nervously. The croaking of frogs could be heard everywhere, and occasionally the sound of cicadas could be heard. With so many people, Sanbao was no longer afraid and walked down by himself. The leaves were easy to get. He picked them up as he walked, and easily got 10 kinds. As for flowers, there were also many small flowers on the ground. It was enough to pick a few of each kind. Sibao came over and asked, "Dad, this is the sound of frogs, right?" Yes. Where are they? I can't find them. Lin Feng was very good at hearing. Let's go. Dad will take you to see the frogs. But you have to be quiet, otherwise we will wake up the frogs and we won't be able to find them. Lin Feng brought his wife and children to a small pond, listened carefully, and identified the location of the frogs. When he shone the flashlight, there was indeed a frog squatting on the stone. In an instant, Lin Feng also saw the shadow of a fish. Look, the frog is there. Zhang Yuxi and the babies came over to take a look. The frog blended into the night, and it was difficult to find it without careful observation. Zhang Yuxi shouted, Mom saw it. It was squatting on the stone. Erbao also said, I saw it too. Sibao didn't say anything, and ran over to call other friends. There are frogs here, come and see the frogs. Sure enough, it attracted many children to watch. This frog must have seen the world, being watched by so many people. Even with so many flashlights shining on it, it still stood still and quacked happily. Dad, are there any tadpoles? Lin Feng answered Dabao's question, probably not. At this time, the tadpoles have turned into little frogs. Not only Dabao, but other babies were also disappointed when they heard it. After seeing enough, the group continued to move forward. When passing by a big tree, the four treasures thought of the bird's nest they saw when they were setting up the tent in Shanghai. The third treasure asked Lin Feng, Dad, is there a bird's nest on this tree? Yes. But it's too dark now, and the flashlight is too weak. Let's come back to see it during the day. Okay. The group walked around and played, just as if they were taking a walk. There were some places they had not been to before. Suddenly someone in front said, Hey, look here, are there pears growing here? Everyone hurried over to join in the fun. They saw that there were parents and children gathered under several trees. They are really pears. They look so big. I wonder if we can pick them. We need to ask Teacher Li. But even if we can pick them, how can we pick them from such a high place? Who here can climb trees? We are all women. Erbao said loudly, My dad can climb trees, and he is super good at it. Sibao also said, Dad climbs trees like flying, very fast. When everyone heard that someone could climb trees, they were immediately moved. Some people have already started calling Teacher Li to ask if they can pick the pears. After hanging up the phone, the parents said, Teacher Li said yes, but let us be careful. Lin Feng. So many parents and children looked at him expectantly. Lin Feng had no choice but to say, I'll try. Zhang Yuxi asked worriedly, Husband, be careful, don't force yourself. Lin Feng nodded and handed her the things on his body. Who has a bag? Give me one. I have one. Lin Feng took the bag, and then, took off. In the shock of everyone, they saw Lin Feng soaring up. Damn, is this a flying man? Damn, he climbed faster than a monkey. Just when they came to their senses, Lin Feng had already climbed up. Zhang Yuxi shouted from below, Husband, be careful. Other parents and children also cared, slow down, don't fall. The four treasures also shouted from below, Dad, slow down. Chapter 361 Finding Ingredients Yourself. After a while, Lin Feng came down. There were 6 or 7 pears in his bag. It was not that they had never seen or eaten pears before. They just thought it was very strange. Lin Feng kept one for himself and let them distribute the others. When they returned to the camp, Teacher Li saw the pears in their hands and was very surprised. You picked the pears? How did you do it? So amazing. We are all women, how can we have this ability? It was Dad Lin who climbed up to pick them. I really didn't see it. Teacher Li, you didn't see it. It flew up so fast and reached the tree in the blink of an eye. So amazing. Of course. These mothers couldn't help but recall the strength of Lin Feng when he climbed the tree. Damn, it really makes people. Lin Feng washed the pears and began to peel them. The pears have thick skin and rough flesh, but they are very sweet. The family of 6, one bite after another, finished the pears in a short while. The 4 treasures and Zhang Yuxi looked unsatisfied. I'll pick some more tomorrow. At night, Lin Feng used a kettle to boil water for the babies to wash their faces and feet. After cleaning up, he put spring pajamas on the babies and took them to sleep in the tent. Wife, I'll go out and sprinkle some mosquito repellent outside the tent. Okay. There must be a lot of small insects in this place, crawling in through the cracks in the tent. It's okay for adults. If the babies are bitten, it will hurt their delicate skin. Husband, take some for Liu Qing too. Okay. Lin Feng came to Liu Qing's tent with the powder. Xianshan, are you asleep? Come out for a moment. Xianshan came out. Uncle, what's the matter? Give this to Mom, it's mosquito repellent, let her sprinkle it around the tent. Okay. Rest early with Mom. Thank you, Uncle, goodbye. Back in the tent, the babies and Zhang Yuxi were chatting. There was a solar lamp hanging on the top of the tent. It seemed like they were back to that time when they were traveling in the suburbs. As they chatted, the babies fell asleep one by one without realizing it. Taking advantage of this moment, Zhang Yuxi, with a blushing face, actually quietly touched Lin Feng. Wife? You are crazy. SHH. At night, the temperature on the mountain dropped sharply. Fortunately, it was summer, and the bedding was thick and not cold at all. In the morning, Lin Feng got up to make breakfast. As soon as he left the tent, he was hit by the cold air. At this time, the whole view was gray fog, which should be very cold for ordinary people. But for Lin Feng, who had cleansed his essence and marrow, he only felt refreshed and did not feel cold at all. The rice cooker that Teacher Li gave was very small. If he cooked porridge, Lin Feng was afraid that it would overflow. Lin Feng had to keep an eye on it when he opened the lid to cook porridge. Taking advantage of this time, Lin Feng made a cold salad of cucumbers and cowpeas. He also boiled 7 white eggs. After making breakfast, he looked at the time. At this time, the fog had dissipated, and he could wake up the babies. Lin Feng entered the tent, and Sebeo had already woken up, and Zhang Yuxi was dressing him. Dad, let's go pick pears later, okay? As expected, he is a foodie. He still remembers this after sleeping all night. The drowsy Sebeo opened his eyes. Dad, I want to go too. She would join in the fun. Sebeo was awakened by the urge to pee, and got up and said, Dad, I want to pee. Come on, put on your shoes, Dad will carry you to the toilet. The toilet is not far from here, and it only takes 2 minutes to go back and forth. Back to the tent again, the babies are all awake. Zhang Yuxi is boiling water to wash their faces. When the other parents got up, Lin Feng's family had already packed up and started to eat breakfast. Parents. After breakfast, Lin Feng took the bag to pick pears. Many babies followed him after hearing the sound. Lin Feng came prepared this time and brought a big bag, which was full of pears this time. After they returned to the camp, the parents started to make breakfast one after another. Lin Feng fed the babies pears and took out a fishing rod from his backpack. Zhang Yuxi was surprised. Honey, where did you get this? Lin Feng smiled and said, I put it in my backpack. Ah. Is there? Yes, maybe you didn't find it. In fact, he decided to bring this fishing rod at the last minute. But there was no place in the backpack, so he had to put it in the system space. Lin Feng took the fishing rod and bait and went to the pond he saw before to fish. He told the children, just stand and watch, it's slippery here, don't get down. Lin Feng found a stone to sit on, and then started fishing. The 4 treasures were watching and discussing from above. Sebeo asked, do you think there are really fish in here? Sebeo shook his head, I don't know, but Dad said there are, so there must be. Sebeo said very confidently, there are fish, I saw it last night. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Feng caught a big fish and put it in the bag he prepared in advance. The bag was filled with some water and hung on the tree next to the pond. The 4 treasures were so happy to catch a fish. The children behind him praised him in various ways. Wow, your dad is amazing, not only can he climb trees, but he can also fish. He can also cook. I envy you for having such a dad, my dad can only drink. The 4th child said, my dad doesn't smoke or drink, and he accompanies us all day. The 2nd child rushed to say, my dad's cooking is super delicious, very, very delicious. The 3rd child joined the ranks of showing off his dad in a soft voice. My dad is super, super awesome, he can do everything. The children in the pond were discussing their own fathers. Lin Feng had a good harvest this morning, catching 8 palm-sized fish. I didn't expect that there would be so many fish in such a small pond. It is estimated that no one came to fish, so the fish here are all clumsy and easy to be hooked. Lin Feng found a pair of scissors, cleaned the fish neatly, and took the children to drink fish soup at noon. Lin Feng kept 2 fish for himself, and gave the others to Teacher Li, asking her to distribute them. Teacher Li, it's okay to find ingredients by yourself. Teacher Li told everyone in news. Chickens are prepared for everyone today, but you have to catch them yourself. Everyone, what is it? After Lin Feng processed the fish, he took the children to pick vegetables, followed by a group of other children. What's the point of cooking with mom? It's more fun to follow this uncle. And when they heard that they were going to get chickens, they also wanted to join in the fun. When the children's parents heard about it, they also came over. The chicken coop was very clean, and it should have been cleaned. There were more than 10 or 20 chickens in it. When Lin Feng walked in, he picked one. Teacher Li, who followed him, said, "You can give the chicken to the cafeteria to clean it." Lin Feng grabbed the chicken, folded its wings with his backhand, and the chicken instantly became obedient. The other parents behind him said embarrassedly, "Can you catch a chicken for me too?" Chapter 362, There are watermelons in the melon shed. Okay. Without saying anything, Lin Feng quickly grabbed the chicken. There were almost no chickens in the chicken coop, and the chickens had been distributed. The parents took the chickens to the canteen for processing. After waiting for more than an hour, they were done. The chicken hearts and livers were also kept. And they were all chopped up for them to cook when they got home. The expressions on the parents' faces were miserable. They had problems cooking, and they were also roasting chickens? Did they think too highly of them? It's okay. If you don't know how to do it, just search for tutorials. Some studied tutorials, and some directly called the ant at home task. Lin Feng had already started processing. When rinsing with water, wash off the small bones left when chopping the chicken. This is very important, because some people just blanch it and don't care about it. When eating, there are many small bones, which greatly reduces the taste. And it's easy for children to get hurt when eating. Wife, can you ask Teacher Li if there are potatoes in it? Okay. This is a broiler chicken, not a native chicken, and it's just right to braise it. After a while, Zhang Yuxi came back. Teacher Li said there are potatoes planted near the winter melon. Lin Feng recalled, "Wife, you look here, I'll go see if there are any potatoes." The 4 babies were playing, and when they learned that Lin Feng was leaving, they followed him. Lin Feng came to the winter melon field, looked around, and finally found some potatoes. The yield was very small, and they didn't look conspicuous. No wonder I didn't find it before. Potatoes grow in the soil, and Lin Feng pulled hard and pulled up a potato seedling. The potatoes below were very small, probably because of the water and soil. Lin Feng pulled out 2 plants and picked the potatoes with the babies and went back. When the other parents saw it, they hurriedly asked where the potatoes came from. "There are some over there by the winter melon." The other parents heard the news and moved, fearing that they would be too late and all the potatoes would be pulled out. Zhang Yuxi took the 4 babies to wash the potatoes, and Lin Feng made fish soup and braised chicken nuggets. "Thank you for your hard work, wife and babies." A parent passing by. Zhang Yuxi was a little embarrassed. "It's not hard at all, it's all my husband who's hardworking." She didn't do anything else except playing with the children and occasionally helping them. The way those mothers looked at her was so sexy that lemon juice was about to flow out of her mouth. She felt bad and blamed herself at the same time. Lin Feng steamed rice, roasted chicken with potatoes, boiled fish soup, and fried winter melon. While everyone was still busy, their family had already started eating. Xianqin was the one who had the best relationship with them. She was so hungry that she looked at them eagerly. She looked so pitiful. Lin Feng served her a bowl of rice. "Come, let's eat together." The other children could only watch eagerly. Some babies were about to cry. "Mom, are you okay?" "I'll be fine soon, wait a minute." There were 2 families in a group, and there were about 14 groups. And they were all mothers. Lin Feng couldn't help the hungry children when he saw them. He had to avoid suspicion. And Teacher Li would always find a way. After dinner, Zhang Yuxi went to wash the dishes, and Lin Feng took the children to find fruit. After asking Teacher Li, he said that there would be watermelons in about 20 minutes walk. But whether there were any, it was unknown. Lin Feng wanted to eat grapes, but those grapes were a bit sour and the babies didn't like them. When he heard that there were watermelons, Lin Feng took the 4 babies with him. Even if there were no watermelons, taking a walk after dinner would help digestion. After walking for about 20 minutes, he didn't see anything. Lin Feng decided to walk further and actually saw a melon field. However, there was a sign that said "No stealing, there are surveillance cameras, please respect yourself, and violators will be fined 1,000. This also shows that there are indeed watermelons. After searching for a while, they saw a melon shed. Someone was guarding it. Lin Feng took the babies over. An old man was fanning himself with a cattail leaf fan and blowing the fan. Seeing the man looking up and down, he asked, "Who are you? What do you want to do?" Lin Feng said, "Grandpa, it's hot, isn't it? We just want to buy some watermelons to quench our thirst. How much do you think it will cost?" The old man's eyes fell on the 4 treasures, $2.50 per pound. Choose one yourself. Lin Feng was delighted. "Thank you, old man, thank you." The 4 treasures also thanked the old man very well. The old man, who had a stern face just now looked amiable. "What are you doing here?" The 4th treasure answered, "The teacher brought us here, saying there will be an activity." "Really? What activity?" Urbeo smiled and said, "Live in a tent and let Dad cook. My dad is amazing. He can fish, climb trees, and do everything, just like Superman." "Wow, Dad is so amazing." The 4 treasures chatted with the old man. Lin Feng went to pick watermelons. The old man didn't weigh them, and waved his hand. "Forget it, it's just a watermelon, it doesn't cost much, I'll give it to you." Lin Feng was a little surprised. The old man's eyes fell on the 4 treasures. "This is what I gave to these little cuties." Lin Feng did not refuse the old man's kindness. 4 babies, say thank you to Grandpa." "Grandpa, thank you." The old man was so happy. "You're welcome." He told Lin Feng, "Hot watermelon will cause diarrhea. Go back and put it aside for a while, and soak it in cold water." "Okay." The babies waved goodbye to the old man. On the way back, the 4 babies held hands and sang Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and Little White Rabbit and so on. Lin Feng followed behind with a watermelon in his arms, smiling. After walking for a while, they saw Zhang Yuxi and Liu Qing standing on the side of the road. Xianchen squatted on the ground, not knowing what she was looking at. Urbeo shouted loudly, "Xianchen!" Everyone looked up. Xianchen threw away the small wooden stick in her hand and ran over. "Hey, uncle, where did you get the watermelon in your hand?" Urbeo said with a smile, "We walked for a long time and saw a lot of watermelons. We wanted to buy watermelons, but the old man said he would give them to us. That old man is so nice." Xianchen held Urbeo's hand and Sanbeo's hand. "I'll show you something good. There are a lot of ants here." "Ants? Where?" The 4 treasures were instantly attracted by the ants. Lin Feng said, "I'll go and soak the watermelon first." As soon as he returned to the camp, the mothers all looked at his watermelon. After listening to Lin Feng's words, several mothers went to sell watermelons. About 20 minutes later, Lin Feng sent a message to Zhang Yuxi. Asked her to bring the babies back to eat watermelon. After eating the watermelon, go to sleep! Exclamation mark. Lin Feng chose a big one for his own children and gave some to Liu Qing's group. The other watermelons were left for the 4 treasures to deal with. They can keep them for themselves or give them to their good friends in the class. It is obvious that Tabeo, Urbeo and Sabeo have many friends. The 3 treasures should be less. These are all within Lin Feng's expectations. Isn't it clear what kind of personality his children have? After eating watermelon, he took the babies to take a nap. Chapter 363 The Baby's Funny Show. In the evening, Teacher Li distributed noodles to each group. "It means that we will eat noodles together tonight. This is too simple." Raymond Lamb made tomato and eggs directly. Noodles are not really a test of cooking skills for parents. This can be said to be the most enjoyable meal made by mothers. After dinner, Teacher Li and some staff members set up an outdoor movie screen to show animated movies to the babies. Everyone watched the movie while playing the game of throwing handkerchiefs. Parents should also participate and play games with the babies. For a while, the whole camp was filled with laughter. As night fell, the staff built a bonfire. Parents and babies sat together by the bonfire to play games, sing and dance. At the end, whichever family Teacher Li named would perform for everyone. As the star family in the class, it was expected that Raymond Lamb's family would be selected. "I don't know what kind of performance you are going to perform. Give me 1 minute to prepare." As soon as Teacher Li finished speaking, Sabeo suggested, "Why don't we sing together?" Lin Feng said, "You guys discuss it. Mom and Dad will fully cooperate with you." Sabeo suggested singing, and Urbeo decided to perform a show. "What's the fun of singing? Why don't we perform Snow White?" Xianchen on the side was the first to stand up and fully support. "Let's perform Snow White. We want to see Snow White." Teacher Li asked with a smile, "Have you decided? Sing or perform a show?" Urbeo said loudly, "Teacher, we want to perform Snow White." Sibeo had no objection. Anyway, it was alright. Urbeo made a quick decision. Mom, you play Snow White, Dad plays the prince, and we have 4 dwarfs. Zhang Yuxi said she had no objection. Okay, Mom will listen to you. Teacher Li said loudly. Okay, now let's enjoy the story of Snow White that they brought to us. Urbeo not only had to play the dwarfs, but also had to do the narration. Once upon a time there was a very beautiful princess who lost her mother when she was very young. Her father married another queen, but the queen really didn't like her. The queen has a magic mirror. At this point, Urbeo winked at Zhang Yuxi and whispered, Mom, you are the queen now. Zhang Yuxi only then realized. It turns out that she plays multiple roles. Urbeo narrated, the queen asks this magic mirror every day. Zhang Yuxi glanced at her daughter and quickly replied, magic mirror, tell me, who is the most beautiful person in the world? Urbeo winked at Lin Feng. Lin Feng understood instantly. My dear queen, Snow White is the most beautiful in the world. Zhang Yuxi quickly said, impossible, I am the most beautiful in the world. Damn, I don't know why I feel embarrassed to read these lines. But the arrow is on the string and has to be shot. Urbeo narrated, after learning about this, the queen was very angry and called a hunter. Zhang Yuxi. Oh, it turns out that I have to say it myself next. Zhang Yuxi said, I order you to kill Snow White. Except for Urbeo, everyone else was confused and didn't know who this hunter was. Urbeo winked at Sibeo. Sibeo immediately understood, and said in an extremely exaggerated manner, my dear queen, this task is left to me to give you Snow White's heart. Zhang Yuxi, who plays the queen? Wait, when did I say I wanted the heart? Urbeo said, so the hunter chased Snow White, wanting to take her heart and kill her. Zhang Yuxi thought of Urbeo saying that she was Snow White before, and when she was about to continue the line, she saw Urbeo winking at Sanbeo. Don't kill me, okay? I'm a good person. Sibeo, I'm going to kill you. Who made you so beautiful? Sanbeo, is being beautiful a sin? When everyone heard these 2 sentences, they burst out laughing. Everyone couldn't help laughing. Sibeo pretended to be fierce and ferocious. That's right, being beautiful is a sin. You are prettier than the queen, so she asked me to kill you. Sanbeo was shocked. No way. Urbeo said as a narrator, the hunter saw that Snow White was so kind, so he decided to let her go. So, Snow White escaped to a small house. She was thirsty and hungry. When she saw some delicious food on the table and was about to eat, 6 dwarfs suddenly appeared. 6? The couple was stunned. Did they count themselves in this? So they acted as dwarfs, and their heights were extremely eye-catching. Urbeo said first, who are you? How did you come to our place? You want to eat our food? You are a thief. Sanbeo quickly explained, I am not a thief. I am a good person, and I am also a princess. I have been running for a long time because I was chased by someone. I am thirsty and hungry, so I want to eat something. Urbeo said very hastily, okay, I believe what you said. Lin Feng hesitated, it's not good for us to just believe it. Urbeo said, she is so beautiful, how could she lie? Dabeo suddenly said, I heard that the more beautiful people are, the more likely they are to lie. Urbeo said, what else can we do? Let her starve to death outside. Sibeo said, then come in and eat whatever you want. Sanbeo said obediently, thank you. Urbeo said, just then, the queen learned from the magic world that Snow White was not dead, so she found the hunter. Who is the hunter? Lin Feng reminded, Sibeo, you are the hunter. Zhang Yuxi thought, yes, I am still the queen. She quickly left the group of dwarves and became the queen. You didn't kill Snow White, why? Said the hunter played by Sibeo, because she is too beautiful. Zhang Yuxi. Urbeo said in an aside, so the queen decided to kill Snow White herself. She found a poison apple and went to find Snow White. As Urbeo said, Zhang Yuxi pretended to have an apple in her hand and walked towards Sanbeo, who was Snow White. Zhang Yuxi deliberately pinched her throat and asked, dear little girl, do you want to eat the apple? Sanbeo refused directly, I don't want it. Why don't you follow the routine? Zhang Yuxi coaxed, eat it, this apple is sweet and delicious. Sanbeo asked back, since you said so, why don't you try it? Zhang Yuxi. The crowd watching laughed like crazy, this family is so funny. It is estimated that Urbeo couldn't watch it anymore, Snow White is thirsty, she wants to eat an apple. Wu Sanbao said naturally, then I'll try it. I was just kidding you just now. Zhang Yuxi. She handed the apple to Sanbao. After Sanbao held the apple in his hand, he pretended to eat it. He ate it and said it was delicious. It looked like it was real. Bao said. Suddenly, Snow White choked and fainted. Sanbao covered his neck and fell down gracefully. Bao said. At this time, the 5 dwarfs came back. Poof, weren't there 6 before? Everyone looked at each other, wondering who the extra person was. Bao winked at Lin Feng. Lin Feng understood that he thought it was the prince. Several dwarfs surrounded Snow White, speaking with emotion and laughter. Ah, Snow White, what's wrong with you? Wake up. My poor Snow White, are you okay? Is poor Snow White dead? The audience couldn't help laughing. She was crying. Why was she laughing so happily? Bao's voice came from the dwarfs. At this time, the prince came. Obviously, Lin Feng was the prince. Just as Lin Feng was about to move, Bao, who wanted to be a prince, jumped out first. Wow, my princess, what's wrong with you? At this time, Raymond Lam had already stood up, a little surprised. Bao was also a little confused. But Bao was happy, and he shook Sanbao's head vigorously. Princess, Snow White, wake up. Sanbao had a headache from the shaking, and had no choice but to slowly wake up. Snow White woke up like this. Bao continued, after the kingdom found out, it dealt with the queen. Zhang Yuxi, the queen, covered her chest and said to the king. I don't want this, but I can't do it. At this moment, she also became a drama queen. Bao's conclusion, so, Snow White and the prince became sworn brothers and sisters and lived a happy life together. Everyone, what? This is the legend of Snow White, right? After the curtain fell, everyone laughed and clapped their hands in praise. Teacher Li held back his laughter and said, everyone, do you think the performance was good? Everyone answered in unison, good. Teacher Li, then let's applaud them, okay. Good. Raymond Lam's family had a perfect ending. Some parents have prepared to wash and put their children to bed, while some children are still playing with their good friends. The 4 babies are so energetic that they will definitely not go to bed so early. Not to mention the eldest and second babies who like to join in the fun. Only the good baby, Sanbao, goes to bed on time. Zhang Yuxi played with the babies for a whole day and was so tired that she slept with Sanbao. Lin Feng looked at the 3 huskies who were in good spirits. It has to be said that taking care of 4 babies is not something that ordinary people can do without some physical work. Liu Qing's daughter Xianshan was played with the 3 huskies for a long time, and finally she was so tired that she had to fall asleep. After playing for a long time, Lin Feng gave the children some water. It seemed that it was almost time to go to bed, so he coaxed the children to sleep. Chapter 364 Balanced Car Competition. The next day, Teacher Li said this was the last day. After everyone had breakfast, they packed up the tents and went home. Zhang Yuxi's job was to look after the children, so Lin Feng was responsible for packing up the things and the tents. Breakfast was in the cafeteria. After breakfast, we took the bus that the school had arranged to go back. When we passed by a classmate's house on the way, we stopped the bus and the parents and children got off and went home. This time, the parents and children had a lot of fun and wanted to experience it again next time. When we got home, it was already around 10 o'clock. There were vegetables and meat in the refrigerator, and Lin Feng started to make lunch quickly. Zhang Yuxi fell on the sofa in a daze, while the babies were playing. With the air conditioner on, Zhang Yuxi was drowsy. It's time for dinner. Lin Feng shouted. After lunch, Lin Feng asked the babies to go back to their rooms to sleep, and he slept with Zhang Yuxi. On this day, someone in the community organized a material donation. Things that could be unused were donated, and the source of the items and the destination of the accounts would be announced. After Lin Feng's family learned about it, babies, take a look at any toys you don't play with, and any books you don't need anymore, and give them to mom and dad. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi began to organize their own things. After working for an afternoon, all the adults' things were packed. Lin Feng organized a series of things such as clothes and bags used to go to school, and daily necessities that are not needed at home and are very good. Previously, there were small clothes for the babies during the confinement period and before they were 1 year old. Later, these things were taken away by Lan's mother. It is said that it is easier to raise and take care of a child who is a few months old if he wears other people's small clothes. Look, all the things that Dabeo and Sabeo used before were taken away. Only the things of Verbeo and Sanbeo were left. So this time, Lin Feng organized all the small clothes before they were 3 years old and donated them. Zhang Yuxi organized maternity clothes before giving birth and clothes that were not worn often. When we got to the living room, the babies were not organizing at all, they were just playing. Lin Feng asked, "Didn't I ask you to sort out the toys you don't play with and the storybooks you don't read?" The babies realized that they were busy playing and didn't do anything. Zhang Yuxi packed and sorted them out. Lin Feng took the lead in sorting with the babies. Children like new things and dislike old things, and they like to buy new things. Some toys disappeared while they were playing. Some toys lost interest while playing, so they kept buying new things and disliked old things. Lin Feng disinfected these toys every once in a while, so they looked new and clean. Lin Feng took a toy basket and said, "Put the toys you don't play with in it. Good ones, not broken ones." Baby rattles and bells were not what they needed. There were also some outdated and old toys. Although the babies were reluctant to part with them, they still put them in. In less than half an hour, the toys were sorted out. Half of their pile of toys were gone. Lin Feng asked them to sort out the books. He looked at the broken toys to see if there was any way to repair them. Some screws were loose, so they just needed to be tightened. Some had broken arms and legs, so they were fixed after installation. Some clothes were torn, so Lin Feng just needed to sew and mend them with needle and thread. Zhang Yuxi came downstairs and came over to help him sort things out. Originally, he said that these toys would be left for Guoguo to play with. However, Guoguo should not lack toys. After putting the toys in a box, he turned around and found that the baby had already started reading. The couple smiled at each other. Lin Feng came over and put the basket down. "Come on, put the books you don't read in there." Most of the books that are not read are painting books with only a few pages and a few words on them. There are also some books about recognizing objects, colors, etc. After cleaning up, it was time to make dinner. Lin Feng went out with a few boxes and registered at the guard post. There was already someone at the guard post registering. Although they were all from the same community, Lin Feng didn't know any of the neighbors. He just took his son for a walk and met a few familiar faces when he was walking Dabei. The visitor nodded and said hello to Raymond Lam. He looked at the boxes of different sizes and said with a smile, "There are quite a lot of things." Raymond Lam said with a smile, "Most of them are children's clothes and toys." The visitor nodded, "I just have a few clothes and so on." Someone was handing out flyers outside the community. He happened to hear this and immediately became excited. He greeted Raymond Lam, "Brother, how old is your child? Do you want to participate in the balance car competition we are holding? Children aged 2 to 6 can participate." Raymond Lam is not in a hurry to educate his children too early. Children should still have their own childhood. For example, some people contacted Liu Bo after seeing the photos of the 4 treasures in the store operated by App Commerce. They wanted to package the 4 treasures and then operate them to enter the entertainment industry. Liu Bo conveyed Raymond Lam's meaning and refused. Now some people even made the 4 treasures into emoticons. Those cute and adorable children must have the figures of the 4 treasures. In addition to this, various educational institutions have started early education, which Raymond Lam ignored. But there is one thing, Raymond Lam will try various things with the babies. For example, learning to swim, participating in outdoor activities, getting close to nature, and understanding various crops. Now many children are learning to ride a balance bike. He has also seen the video, but he has never thought about it deeply. Lin Feng's mind moved, "My child doesn't know how to ride this yet." Seeing that Lin Feng was willing, the other party hurried into the community to discuss. They usually can't go into such a place. The other party smiled and asked, "Can I ask how old your baby is?" 3 years old. The other party introduced, children's balance bikes are also called balancing bikes. They are a kind of children's toy car that originated in Country D and is now very popular. Suitable for babies aged 2 to 6. This kind of balance bike is similar to a bicycle without the pedals and chain. Babies can slide forward by using the power of their legs and feet to push backwards, which can exercise their body movements and improve their coordination and balance abilities. Lin Feng listened patiently. Now there is still a week before the competition. This week is nothing. We can teach for a week and then take the babies to experience it. The results are not important. What's important is to take the babies to exercise. Lin Feng looked at the flyer. It says, 100-person cute baby balance bike challenge. The event will be held in a week, and the venue is open to children aged 2 to 5. Lin Feng has never heard of the organizer, the Balance Bike Club. Next, the flyer says the content of the event. There is too much content, and Lin Feng glanced at it. It is roughly. All contestants can receive a free entry package worth 200 yuan. Before the game, all contestants must listen to the referee's broadcast, check in at the registration office in time, and draw a preliminary racetrack. Arrive at a venue 10 minutes before the start of the game and complete the sign-in. If you still fail to get on the track on time after being called 3 times, you will be deemed to have forfeited. Each group will have preliminaries, semifinals and finals. The preliminaries will advance according to the ranking, and the top 8 will enter the semifinals. The top 5 semifinals will compete in the finals to compete for the championship, runner-up and 3rd place. After the contestants finish the game, their parents will take them to the rest area to rest and prepare for the next game. Do not stay at the venue or go far away to avoid delaying the next game. The award ceremony will be held after all the games are over. Awards for the event. Each group will have preliminaries, semifinals and finals. The top 8 will be awarded trophies. The top 3 will also receive bonuses, silver and bronze medals. All contestants will be awarded competition trophies. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelists. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 365 Visiting Inland. Seeing this, Lin Feng did not continue to read. In short, there was a lot of information, and it looked very formal and big. Can you leave me your contact information? I'll give you a reply tomorrow morning. The other party quickly said his contact information and showed his WeChat business card. Dad, scan me. Lin Feng added him as a friend. If you want to participate, I will contact you tomorrow. It may take a week of training. The other party quickly said, no problem. My last name is Wang, you can call me Xiao Wang. Lin Feng nodded. After returning, Lin Feng told Zhang Yuxi about it. Zhang Yuxi had no objection, it just depends on whether the babies want to participate. Sibao came over and picked up the list. He already knew some of the words on it. Lin Feng called the babies over, do you want to go and take a look? The results of the competition are not important, we focus on participation. The 4 babies have also seen other children learning balance bikes, learning skating, etc. In fact, they have always been eager to participate. In addition to Erbao and Sanbao, Dabao and Sabao will participate without any suspense. Lin Feng asked with a smile, don't you want to join? You can go and have some fun, there are many children. Erbao and Sanbao hesitated, but finally couldn't resist the persuasion of Dabao and Sabao. The 4 of them joined together. Afterwards, Lin Feng sent a message to Xiao Wang. Xiao Wang sent an address. In the next week, 1 hour of training every day. The time is scheduled from 6:30 to 7:30 in the afternoon. When you come, you have to prepare your own balance bike and equipment. The teacher will charge you for teaching. And there is a registration fee for registering for the competition. After making the decision, the next day, before the sun came out, the family of 6 went to buy a balance bike. Nowadays, things for children are very expensive. After all, family conditions are better now, and if you only have 1 child, you can give the child all the good things. However, information is developed now. It is obviously not feasible to bargain with people by price. A set of equipment, including the balance bike, costs about 500 yuan. The boss introduced how great this brand is, etc. Lin Feng searched for this brand in front of the boss. The boss said, yes, search it and see if I am kidding. See, the online flagship store is almost 350 yuan. I see that you are buying so much at one time, so I will give you a discount. Lin Feng read the reviews online and it was not bad. So, he bought 4 sets. In Lin Feng's opinion, this is very simple. When the babies were playing in the community, it was obvious that the coordination ability of the 2nd and 3rd babies was the weakest. It was probably because they were girls. The best one was the 4th baby, who got the hang of it in a few seconds. The 1st baby was a little worse, but after running a few laps, he gradually mastered the trick. In the afternoon, we arrived at the designated location. We found that many children were already learning, and there were many parents accompanying them. Most of them were playing with their mobile phones. Those who were not playing with their mobile phones probably had no battery. Lin Feng had already paid the money and reported Xiao Wang's name. The teaching teacher began to teach. The second baby was a little better, but the third baby was completely unacceptable. Anyway, it was quite bad. If it were a child with a strong self-esteem, he would probably feel uncomfortable by now. But who is Sanbao? A group of Buddhists, okay? Following behind calmly. Perfectly proved the saying, competition is not important, what is important is participation. The couple felt that it was very good that Sanbao could participate this time. After a week of training, the babies have grown a lot, especially Sanbao. Sanbao has made rapid progress. This surprised the couple. The babies are like treasures, always able to surprise their parents. It's almost the end of July. The peaches are ripe and can be eaten. The peach tree is full of fruits. Lin Feng picked some and prepared to send them to Lan. And Lan has been very upset and anxious recently. The baby was fine during the confinement period. And Lan took good care of him before. The couple is a novice, and if there is anything they don't understand, they call Lin Feng for advice. Lin Feng's parenting experience is to teach them everything he knows. But just a day or two ago, Guoguo cried a lot at night, and occasionally whined during the day. Once he cried, he could cry for about half an hour. When I called Lin Feng to ask him, he didn't know either, but just asked them to rush to the hospital. After the examination, it was found that it was colic. Infant colic refers to some small babies crying loudly suddenly. It can last for several hours or it can be paroxysmal. When crying, the face gradually turns red, the lips are pale, the abdomen is swollen and tense, the legs are curled up, the feet are cold, and the hands are clenched. No matter whether you hold or coax or feed the baby, it can't relieve it. In the end, the baby will stop crying because of exhaustion or poop. Colic is a common symptom in babies. Many babies will cry because of colic after birth. At this time, parents need more patient care and massage. Lin Feng took Taozi to Lan's house today. He also took a look at Guoguo's situation. Guoguo is almost 3 months old now, and she is so cute. In addition, Lan has enough milk, so she is chubby. Now, Lan's schedule is completely based on the baby. When the baby sleeps, she sleeps. This way she can have enough energy to take care of the baby. Lan yawned. You're here, sit down. She sat down on the sofa. Don't be polite if it's your own home, so I won't entertain you. After Lan took care of the children by herself, she looked much more haggard, mainly because of the baby's colic. Zhang Yuxi took the peaches to wash. The 4 treasures wanted to see their brother Guoguo. Lan's facial features were distorted, and she said with a smile, no, let the little ancestor sleep a little longer, and he will play with you when he wakes up. Guoguo finally fell asleep. Don't wake him up. It's killing her. Sanbao asked in a low voice, when will he wake up? Lan sighed, maybe in a while, you guys wait a while. The 4 treasures had no choice but to play by themselves. Zhang Yuxi washed the peaches and peeled them. Lan asked in a low voice, are the ones you planted ripe? How do they taste? It tastes good, crispy and sweet, come and try it. Lan ate the peaches and looked at Lin Feng with admiration. Boss Lin, I used to think you were awesome for taking care of 4 children. Now I realize that you are a god. I have only 1 child, and I can't even handle colic. I'm exhausted. Oh my god, he's less than 3 months old. Lan felt sorry for her son and blamed herself for not taking good care of him. If it weren't for Guoguo, Zhang Yuxi wouldn't have known that infants also had colic. In medical research, colic is still a mystery, and the cause is unclear. Only massage can change it. Lan massage is every 3 hours every day, and her diet is lighter and simpler. As she was talking, the cry of a baby came from the bedroom. I called the little ancestor to wake up, I'll go and see. When the 4 treasures heard that Guoguo's younger brother had woken up, they followed him. Lan can now skillfully change Guoguo's diapers, wash his butt, feed him, etc. Guoguo was sweating profusely while eating, and he worked very hard. Seeing her son like this, Lan felt that it was worth it no matter how tired or hard it was. Chapter 366 Better than a doctor. After drinking milk, Lan burped Guoguo. After doing all this, she handed the child to Zhang Yuxi. Yuxi, hold it for me for a while, I want to eat another peach. Zhang Yuxi teased Guo Guo, and the 4 treasures gathered together to chat with him. Guo Guo, our peach tree has produced so many peaches. When you grow up, I will take you to pick our peaches, okay? You grow so slowly, can you grow up quickly? Then you can play with me. As she was talking, Guo Guo cried. And Lan quickly put down the peach and took the child from Zhang Yuxi's arms. Oh, mommy hug you, mommy hug you. Is your little belly hurting again? Mommy rub it for Guo Guo. And Lan coaxed the baby while rubbing his little belly. The technique was taught by the doctor. It had a certain soothing effect, but there was not much improvement. It was heartbreaking to see such a small baby crying. The 4 babies followed in Lan and coaxed Guo Guo. Brother Guo Guo, don't cry. Sister will give you some candy, okay? It doesn't hurt, be good. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. The babies felt sympathy when they saw Guo Guo crying, and they also felt uncomfortable. Lin Feng came out of the bathroom. What's wrong? And Lam frowned and said with heartache, I have colic. Lin Feng stretched out his hand. Give it to me, let me see. And Lan had no choice but to hand the child to Lin Feng. I just hope that this super dad can think of a solution. Lin Feng put Guo Guo on his back and began to rub his little belly. After a while, Guo Guo stopped crying and let out a super loud pee. Everyone was shocked. Guo Guo was also surprised, and his little face was confused. Everyone laughed. Guo Guo should be much better. If you cry again next time, follow what I teach you. Lin Feng taught this set of massage movements to Lan. And Lan found that there were some differences between what the doctor taught her and what he taught her. However, it worked better than what the doctor taught her. And Lan was very grateful. My Mr. Lin, Dad Lin, I don't know how to thank you. When Lan was excited, she stuttered. Lin Feng smiled and shook his head. Don't call me Dad. In the evening, and Lan called and said that the baby didn't feel any pain. Just like that, Guo Guo didn't seem to have a colic again. In a blink of an eye, the balance bike competition began. The night before, the teacher sent the competition requirements to the group. Participants must bring their own vehicles to participate in the competition, regardless of brand. The participating vehicles must be children's balance bikes with a wheel diameter of 12 inches or less and pass the 3C safety certification. The participants bring their own vehicles, and the transmission must not be modified. The bells, lights, brakes and related decorations must be removed. Tires, wheels, handlebars, stems, seat tubes, seats and other parts can be modified. Parents are requested to ensure the safety of the vehicle before participating in the competition. Participants must wear helmets, knee pads and elbow pads. The size must be appropriate and will not fall off during the competition. It is recommended to use a full-face helmet and gloves. Children who do not wear protective gear as required are not allowed to enter the competition venue. Parents note, please keep your belongings safe for the contestants and accompanying guardians. If lost or damaged, it has nothing to do with the organizer. The guardian must ensure that the contestants are in good health. If you conceal your medical history when registering for the competition, all consequences have nothing to do with the organizer. If the staff finds that someone is participating in the competition with an illness, the organizer has the right to disqualify him or her. Before the start of the competition, the organizer of the competition will purchase relevant insurance for the successful registered contestants. If a contestant has an accident within the competition venue, the insurance company will handle the follow-up related matters. The guardian and accompanying family members promise not to hold other contestants, the organizer, the venue management party and relevant personnel accountable. The organizer has the right to use the videos and photos related to this event for broadcast and publicity purposes. During the event, in case of heavy rain, strong winds and bad weather, the organizer has the right to postpone the event or hold the event in another place. Please ask the guardian to take good care of your children. It is not allowed to ride a balance bike on other roads outside the track. The guardian is fully responsible for all risks and consequences caused by such behavior. The parents replied one by one, got it. When we arrived at the competition venue, it was very lively. The 3 huskies couldn't wait to play. Zhang Yuxi looked at them, and Lin Feng went to sign the contract. The general content was similar to what the coach sent last night. This is divided into groups according to age, and the 4 treasures are divided into the 3-year-old team. There are a total of 55 contestants in this group. After signing, the teacher in charge of the 3-year-old age group took the microphone and said, Dear parents who are accompanying you to participate in the competition, I have something to tell you here. Please listen carefully. We will tell the children the rules of the competition in a while. But you parents also need to abide by the rules. Please listen carefully. Because your improper behavior may make your children's hard work go to waste. I'll say it again. There are too many people here. Please listen carefully. As he said, the teacher took out his mobile phone and read it. When the children start, they do not need the help of their parents. The runners must do it alone. After you parents retreat to the starting platform, you cannot go up to the starting platform together. Here, parents are strictly prohibited from pushing the runners at the start, or having any contact with the body or the car. Pay special attention to this. During the competition, parents are allowed to guide the 2-year-old group, but not other groups. Remember, we are the 3-year-old group. During the competition, parents can guide along the track from the outside. It is forbidden to run into the track, scream, shout, wave, etc. These may affect or interfere with children's judgment of safety during the competition. Parents who enter the track to run with their children are deemed to have voluntarily given up the results of the competition. During the competition, if the young runners fall or stagnate, the staff will deal with it in time. You parents are not allowed to enter the track without permission. If the cooperation of parents is really needed, they can only enter after the staff invites them. Remember, when the progress of the contestants in the competition is extremely slow, or there are negative competition behaviors such as crying, colliding, and going against the flow. In order not to affect the progress of the competition, the staff has the right to assist the player to complete the competition quickly, or signal the parents to take the player off the track. If the progress of the competition is affected by the parents entering the track privately, the referee has the right to make penalties such as canceling the results and replaying later based on the actual situation. The teacher said a lot. Some parents have taken their children to competitions, so they know the rules. Lin Feng didn't know, so he listened very carefully. The teacher asked with a loudspeaker, "New parents, did you hear it clearly?" The new parents answered, "I heard it clearly." The teacher nodded with satisfaction. "Okay, now I will issue the numbers, and those whose children's names are called come to get their numbers." Lin Hengxuan, number 3001. Lin Hengxuan, number 3001. Parents come and get their numbers. Zuo Xia, number 3002. Zuo Xia, number 3002. Parents come and get their numbers. Lin Pingping, Dabao, number 3004. Lin Yuanin, Sanbao, number 3007. Lin Tuanchuan, Erbao, number 3014. Lin Anan, Sibao, number 3021. Chapter 367, The Transformation of Sanbao. The parents who came to participate in the competition only then knew that there were quadruplets in the 3-year-old group. Lin Feng took the number plate from his hand. On one side was the number, and on the back was the name of the participating child. Lin Feng pinned the number plates on the chests of the babies, and then heard the teacher say, "After putting the number plates on the children, prepare the equipment and balance bikes for the babies, and then the parents just sit in the waiting area. The competition will start in 15 minutes, please parents hurry up." Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi put helmets and knee pads on the babies. Taking this opportunity, Lin Feng cheered and encouraged the 4 babies. "Especially Sanbao, we just need to do our best. The most important thing is to participate." Sanbao nodded and said obediently, "Dad, I will try my best." Lin Feng smiled, "Okay. Dad will encourage you." Sanbao nodded heavily. I don't know if Sibao was influenced by the atmosphere on the scene, his eyes were full of desire. Lin Feng held his hand, "Just try your best, son." Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi retreated outside the stadium. Over there, the 2-year-old group has already started the competition. The 3-year-old group is about to start. The race is similar to a roundabout, with 7 people in a group. But for the 4 children, everyone is not in the same group, and they are staggered in groups. The 3 children are the last group. Over here, the teacher came to explain the rules of the competition to the parents. It was mainly for the parents who were competing for the first time. The rules of the competition are that the front wheel of the balance car hits the finish line when you reach the finish line. The results are mainly recorded manually by the referee, and the ranking stickers and the end camera are auxiliary basis. If you have any objections to the results, you can go to the results statistics office within 3 minutes after the results are announced and file an appeal to the referee. After re-verification by the referee team, the results will be the final result, and no second appeals will be accepted. If it exceeds 3 minutes, or the next round of competition has started or the award ceremony has been held, no appeals will be accepted for the results. Parents, please pay attention. After the teacher finished explaining, the competition officially began. In the first group, the 7 little guys were ready to go, just waiting for the order. Zhang Yuxi was as excited as if she were participating in a competition. Lin Feng looked calm, and like Zhang Yuxi, he was full of expectations for his children's competition. When the children looked over, the couple waved and cheered. As the command sounded, the baffle popped down. The little ones rushed out one by one. How could a parent not recognize the back of their own children? Dabao was in 3rd place. He chased after the 2 in front. It is normal for children to fall on the track. The parent saw his son fall, and he felt so distressed. When he saw the child stand up again, he was relieved. Dabao caught up with the 2nd place. In the final sprint, he overtook the 1st place and became the champion of the first group. This group went off to rest. Then the second group came on. Lin Feng gave a thumbs up and praised Dabao. Dabao, Dad is proud of you. Mom too. Dabao is super. Dabao smiled happily. The second group has already started at the command. Erbao in this group is a female man, very fierce. I don't know if she is too strong or this group is too weak. She was in the lead from the beginning. Then, she won the 1st place. Erbao laughed, oh my god, I'm the 1st place. It seems that even she herself didn't expect to win the 1st place. She came over to ask Zhang Yuxi and Lin Feng. Dad, Mom, is Erbao good? Great. Erbao is so awesome, really great. The 3rd group is Sibao's group. Sibao's group is obviously very good, and no children fail in the middle of the competition. Sibao's strength is the best among the 4 treasures. But compared with them, he can only be ranked in the middle. But in the last lap, Sibao suddenly exerted his strength. Then he started to move around. At the critical moment, he narrowly won and won the 1st place. It was just a difference of 1 or 2 seconds. Sibao didn't know that he was the 1st place, but when the referee read it out, Sibao was stunned. He really didn't expect it. However, when he learned that he won the 1st place, Sibao danced awkwardly on the spot. Wow, I'm the 1st place, so awesome. I'm awesome, aren't I, Mom and Dad? Sibao ran over and asked with her red face. Lin Feng gave him a big hug. Sibao, you're awesome. Zhang Yuxi was proud. Sibao, Mom has begun to admire you. Sibao raised his chin and smiled even more happily. The couple were moved by Sibao's courage and drive just now. In their opinion, Sibao's strength was too far behind that of other team members. The possibility of winning was not great, but Sibao still fought back. Awesome. Then it was the turn of the last group. Sanbao was at the end. With a command, she just started, and was squeezed and fell down by other children. Both she and the car fell down. Sanbao stayed for a few seconds before getting up. It was obvious that she was confused just now. Seeing the little cutie fall, the couple's heart ached. In just a few seconds, the other contestants had already rushed far away. After Sanbao stood up, Dabao, Erbao and Sibao began to cheer and encourage her. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi's eyes fell on Sanbao. Sanbao spread her legs and began to rush forward. You know, Sanbao is the one who has made the greatest and fastest progress among those who learn to ride a balanced bike. From this moment, Sanbao's previous learning results and her own advantages gradually began to show. Soon, she caught up with the contestants in front. At this time, the track was already halfway through, and Sanbao stepped forward with her calves. She turned into a small motor, rushing forward with a beep. She surpassed the 4th place. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were sweating for Sanbao in their hearts. When Sanbao stepped forward and surpassed the 3rd place, Zhang Yuxi held Lin Feng's hand tightly, and for some reason, her breathing began to stop. Dabao and Sibao cheered for Sanbao at the top of their lungs. Come on. Come on. Zhang Yuxi also shouted loudly, come on. Come on. Lin Feng's face was stable, but in fact his eyes never left Sanbao. Sanbao is the most delicate one. When she fell down, Raymond Lam thought she would cry. Or give up directly, which is not impossible. Sanbao is well behaved and obedient, and is spoiled by everyone and has a bad temper. But this time, Sanbao did not give up. She was trying to rush forward. When she surpassed the 2nd place, Zhang Yuxi covered her mouth and her eyes were red. She really didn't expect that the delicate Sanbao could do this. It was really beyond her expectation. Dabao, Erbao and Sabao all shouted for Sanbao until their voices were hoarse, and they were so excited as if they were in the competition. When they were about to reach the finish line, Sanbao won the first place. Chapter 368. We are quadruplets. I don't know why. Seeing this scene, Zhang Yuxi's nose was a little sour. Lin Feng took a deep breath and smiled as he watched Sanbao rush over. Sabao suddenly said, "Dad, my sister's arm is injured." Erbao and Dabao hurried over to see. Parents were outside the competition venue and were not allowed to enter, so they could only worry. Lin Feng waved, "Sanbao, come here and let Dad see." Erbao and Dabao took Sanbao's hand and came over. Sanbao's little face was red and sweaty, but her smile was warm and cute. When she fell, her arm was scratched and bleeding, but it was not serious. Lin Feng blew it and asked gently, "Does it hurt?" Sanbao nodded, "It hurts." Lin Feng quickly took out a small bottle of iodine and a small pack of cotton swabs from his backpack. He always thought more than Zhang Yuxi. "I specially prepared these in my bag today, but I didn't expect to really use them." Zhang Yuxi gave Sanbao a big smile. "Sanbao, you are awesome. Mom is proud of you." Erbao also said, "Sister, you are awesome today." Sabao smiled and said, "Sister is awesome today." She became the first place all of a sudden. Dabao helped Lin Feng hold the iodine bottle. Lin Feng said softly, "It may be a little painful, bear with it." Sanbao nodded, pursed her lips and said, "Sanbao is brave, not afraid of pain." Lin Feng disinfected the wound with iodine, then took out a cute band-aid and put it on. Sanbao screamed, her eyes sparkling. "Dad, where did this come from? So cute. I bought it." The medical staff came over to take a look, and there was no problem. A parent next to them said, "So, the first place in the 4 groups are all yours." The couple thought that it seemed to be the case. There are 2 examination rooms for the 3-year-old group. They are in examination room A, and examination room B is on the other side. It is said that there are only 3 groups over there, and some children were unable to participate for various reasons. The 2 groups finished the competition, and the competition for the last place in the 3-year-old group began. As the command sounded, 7 people formed a group and started the final championship and runner-up competition. This game can be said to be very fierce. Everyone is strong, and Sabao, who relies on snakeskin to move, has gradually fallen behind. But he still maintains the 3rd place. Erbao, needless to say, is a fast runner and is currently in 2nd place. Dabao is in 5th place. Sanbao is in 6th place. Maybe the previous game made her tired and obviously a little physically exhausted. Soon, Sanbao became the last one. It can be seen that Sanbao quickly glanced at the opponent who ran past. Then, Sanbao suddenly exerted force. I wonder if Sanbao will counterattack and become the 1st place this time. 6th place, surpassed Dabao. 5th place, surpassed Sabao, and 3rd place. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi were very surprised by this. Sabao's physical strength has always been good. Sabao and Sanbao instantly became a contest. A skill-based player, a strong player. In the end, the 1st place is Erbao. The 2nd place is Sabao, and the 3rd place is Sanbao. With a few seconds left before the finish line, Sanbao succeeded in another counterattack and won the 1st place. However, in Lin Feng's opinion, this time, there was a certain element of humility on the part of Erbao and Sabao. The gap was not small. If Erbao had not deliberately slowed down, Sanbao would not have had the opportunity. Just like that. Sanbao was the 1st, Erbao was the 2nd, and Sabao was the 3rd. Dabao won the 5th place. Sanbao was so tired that she pushed her balance bike and ran over to Lin Feng to hug her. "Dad?" "Yes." Sanbao is so tired. Her voice was a little aggrieved, and she lay on Lin Feng's shoulder with a pout. Lin Feng coaxed her, "Although it's tiring, it's worth it, right? Our Sanbao won the 1st place, it's super awesome." Sanbao whispered. It was the brothers and sisters who gave in to Sanbao. Lin Feng didn't expect Sanbao to see it. "Really?" Sanbao nodded, "Yes. But there is also Sanbao's strength in it, right?" Lin Feng kissed his daughter's forehead. "Be good, go and say thank you to Erbao and Sabao." Sanbao had almost rested, and ran back again. He pulled Erbao and Sabao and didn't know what he was talking about. Next is the age group award ceremony, which will take some time. The children can go back to rest for a while and wait for the award ceremony. Lin Feng took out a kettle and fed them water with a small cup on the kettle. Drink slowly, don't drink too quickly. After drinking the water, Lin Feng took out small bread to feed them. After the babies replenished some energy, they began to play with other contestants. The teacher came over. The awards will be presented in 5 minutes. Parents, bring your children and follow me. Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi brought the children to the front desk. At this time, on the podium, the first, second and third place winners of the 2-year-old group were being awarded. The little people standing on it were so happy. The host said, "Now, we are awarding the 3-year-old competition group." Led by the teacher, the babies stood on the podium. "Who is the first place?" Sanbeo stood up. "Auntie, it's me." The host couldn't help but be surprised. "Wow, these 3 children are so cute. Especially the little princess who won the first place, she is so beautiful. Come, please stand here. Auntie will carry you up." Sanbeo said sweetly, "Thank you, Auntie." "You're welcome." She turned her head and asked with a smile, "Who is the second place?" Erbeo jumped out, "It's my auntie." The host was a little surprised. Unexpectedly, the champion and runner-up of the 3-year-old group were both little princesses, and she carried Erbeo up. "Thank you, Auntie, you've worked hard." The host thought to himself, "This little princess is not only beautiful, but also can talk." Sibeo went straight to the last position. The host then discovered that the 3 children's eyebrows and expressions are very similar. Could it be that they were born by the same mother? The host thought to himself, holding the microphone, and said with a smile, "Now, we are awarding the champion, runner-up and third place in the 3-year-old group." She said with a list in her hand, "The winner of our 3-year-old group is Lin Yuan, Sanbeo." The staff of the organizer handed the trophy to Sanbeo. Sanbeo took it with a smile. The little princess behaved elegantly, and it was obvious at a glance that she had good family education. "Thank you, uncle." The host said with a smile, "Congratulations to our champion child." There was applause from the audience. The sponsor said again, "The second place winner in our 3-year-old group is Lin Tuanchuan, Erbeo." The host took a look and found that these 3 names were simply triplets. The staff handed the trophy symbolizing the third place to Erbeo. "Thank you, uncle." The host said with a smile, "Congratulations to a runner-up child." Finally, the third place winner in our 3-year-old group is Lin Anan, Sibeo. The staff handed the last trophy to Sibeo. "Thank you, uncle." The host asked, "I see that your names are almost the same. Are you triplets?" The audiences in the audience and the surrounding audiences were also very curious. The microphone was handed to Sanbeo. Sanbeo nodded, "We are not triplets." Just when everyone was more confused, Sanbeo said again, "We are quadruplets." Everyone took a breath. "Damn, quadruplets." The host was also surprised. "So it's quadruplets?" Then Auntie asks you, "Which one are you in?" 3. "I'm Erbeo." "I'm Sibeo." The host smiled and said, "I didn't expect that the champion, runner-up and third place in the 3-year-old group this year were born to the same mother. This mother is really great. I want to know where the other little cutie is. Mom and Dad, can you come on stage?" As he was speaking, Sibeo couldn't wait to shout at Raymond Lam and Zhang Yuxi, "Mom, Dad, come on." Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi appeared in the public eye with Dabeo. The host's eyes widened. "Oh my god, no wonder the babies are so cute. It turns out that their parents are so good looking. The family is together, the parents are very good looking, and the children are so amazing." The host handed the microphone to Zhang Yuxi beside him. "As a parent, are you happy that the babies won the big prize this time?" Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Happy." Zhang Yuxi, who was without makeup, could not hide her stunning beauty. The host handed the microphone to Lin Feng. Lin Feng's answer was also happy. The host squatted down and asked Dabeo, "Little friend, did you participate?" Dabeo nodded, "Yes." "Host, then let's keep working hard next time and strive to get the trophy, okay?" "Okay." Dabeo answered very positively. The family is one of the highlights of the competition. Although Dabeo did not make it into the top 3, he also won a participation award. When leaving, the 4 treasures also received gifts, including photos of them in the competition, small toys, etc. In fact, they are not worth much money. The most important thing is that the children are happy. Chapter 369, Visiting the Science and Technology Museum. On the way back, the family was happy. After arriving home, Raymond Lamb cleared a space and put the trophy and photos on it. It's not that the trophy is so valuable, but for the children, they have special meaning. The teacher in the group sent the video of the babies' competition. Raymond Lamb saved it all. He took a photo and posted a circle of friends. Today, Urbeo, Sibeo and Sanbeo won medals in the 3-year-old group of roller skates. I am so proud of them. Of course, Dabeo's spirit of giving way to his younger brothers and sisters is also worthy of praise. Lin Deshan, Sanbeo first place? Awesome. Joe Killen, the children are all great, smile. Zhao Lizan, Sanbeo is first place, a little unexpected. But they are really getting better and better. Zhang Fu Iong, very good. Lin Jiajin, awesome. When my son participated, he only won a participation award. Lin Rui, great. Dian, like +1. Teacher Li, they are really great. Liu Qing, my daughter wants to go after seeing this. The babies were tired from the competition today, so they went to sleep after dinner. Zhang Yuxi snuggled in Lin Feng's arms. Honey, I was touched by the babies today. He hummed. So was he? The tenacity of the 3 babies this time gave him an unexpected surprise. In the evening, Teacher Li in the group added everyone and sent a message. She will organize the children to go to the Science and Technology Museum. Adults and children are free, and you can sign up in the evening. Meet at the school gate at 2 p.m. tomorrow. The children are wearing summer school uniforms. Many parents have signed up, and Lin Feng has also signed up. This afternoon, we will meet at the school gate at 2 o'clock. Some families who live far away will wait for them directly at the Science and Technology Museum. Teacher Li is dressed like a tour guide and holds a small flag. The small flag has the school's logo on it, and the hat she wears also has the school's logo. Well, it's almost like promoting the school. The Science and Technology Museum, adult tickets are 80 yuan, students are 30 yuan, and the elderly are 50 yuan. It's free for those under 1.2 meters tall, and it's open all year round except for Mondays when it's closed. After arriving, Teacher Li and another teacher gathered other parents and students outside the Science and Technology Museum. After the gathering, everyone set off together. The school also specially found a tour guide. Wearing work clothes, she introduced herself to everyone with a smile. Hello, everyone, I am the tour guide this time, Sister Rabbit. Good afternoon, parents and children. The parents and students answered in unison, Hello, Sister Rabbit. The little rabbit smiled and said, Then come with me. Lin Feng has not been in Guangzhou for a long time. Not long after school, he started delivering food and did not look around. Later, he had children and was surrounded by the 4 treasures all day, and had no time to go out for a walk. In fact, I have long wanted to bring the 4 treasures to the Science and Technology Museum. So, I thought of it now. The little rabbit smiled and said, The main exhibition areas on this floor include various biological forms, exploring the Earth, and children's science and technology audio-visual design park. In addition, there are also service facilities such as the 4-dimensional dynamic cinema, the Apat main venue, the leisure hall, and the coffee and leisure bar. After entering the hall, the little rabbit led everyone in without swiping a card. The hall is very large, and many parents bring their children to the Science and Technology Museum. The little rabbit smiled and said, There are many people here, please take good care of your babies. Teacher Li also reminded, Parents, hold the babies' hands. Babies, don't run around, don't leave your parents, understand? The children replied, I understand. After entering, the little rabbit took everyone to the animal world. The little rabbit said, There are all kinds of animals here, all very lifelike. But don't be afraid, they are all fake. Sanbeo was timid and pulled Lin Feng, Dad, hug me. Lin Feng bent down and picked up Sanbeo and coaxed her. Don't be afraid, these are all fake, not real. Sanbeo hugged him and asked with big eyes blinking, Really? Will they really not run out? Lin Feng shook his head, No, believe that. Dad is here, Mom is here, and my brothers, sisters and brothers are all here, don't be afraid. Sanbeo lay on Lin Feng, looked curiously, and didn't say anything. Urbeo was a loud voice, pointing at the lion and said, Wow, what a big lion. Everyone looked over quickly, and it was indeed a majestic lion, as if it were alive. The little rabbit said with a smile, These are all 1-to-1, made according to the appearance of real lions. Dabeo's eyes lit up, Look, those are little lions. Walking in front, There was a fierce elephant. It was made according to the real elephant 1-to-1, and the babies were all stunned. Going to the zoo, they weren't always far away. They had never seen an elephant so close before, and they opened their mouths and looked up at the giant elephant. Lin Feng asked Sanbao, "Do you want to come down and take a look?" Sanbao wanted to see but was afraid, so Lin Feng squatted down and hugged her and asked, "Is the elephant tall?" "Tall. Is it big?" "Big." Sanbao came over and asked anxiously, Dad, are real elephants this big?" Lin Feng nodded, "Yes, some are even bigger than this." The babies looked at the elephant and were reluctant to leave. As a result, they couldn't walk again when they saw the giraffe. The little guys looked up and exclaimed. Sanbao jumped up and down in front of Zhang Yuxi like a little monkey. "Mom, hold me, I want to see the giraffe." Sanbao is the heaviest of the 4 babies, and very strong. Zhang Yuxi's hands would get sore after holding him for a while. Lin Feng handed Sanbao to Zhang Yuxi, picked up Sanbao and stepped back so that Sanbao could see the full picture of the giraffe. Sanbao exclaimed, "The giraffe's neck is so long." Sanbao and others looked at Lin Feng eagerly, their eyes full of desire. Lin Feng put down Sanbao and picked up Sanbao. Sanbao, like Sanbao, was amazed at the long neck. Sanbao slid down. "Mom, you hold them." Zhang Yuxi was pleased with Sanbao's understanding. Afterwards, Zhang Yuxi picked up the 4 babies. Fortunately, Lin Feng and Zhang Yuxi are not short, which made those children envious. This time, Xianshan couldn't come because she went back to her grandparents' house. Sanbao felt a little regretful. After a round of walking, we came to the various forms of life. The little rabbit said with a smile, "Here, babies and parents can see the colorful life phenomena, as well as the interdependence between species and ecology. Moreover, let us understand and know the importance of protecting the natural environment. Come, follow Sister Rabbit. Here are the bat caves in the stone forest area, amphibians and reptiles, the microscopic world, the insect garden, the bird kingdom, and so on." Walking to the entrance of the cave that looked like it was built by humans. I saw bats hanging all over it, and Sanbao was so scared that he wanted to hug them. He was relieved when he huddled in Lin Feng's arms. Then, there was a feeling of sudden enlightenment. There were several exhibition areas inside. The children looked around this and that. Sanbao shouted, "Dad, look, butterflies, so many butterflies." Sanbao was in the corner of the reptiles. "Dad, come here quickly, this lizard is so big." Sanbao shouted, "Come and see, there are snakes here." Sanbao quickly gathered around and looked at it with Sanbao and Sanbao. Sanbao was scared but wanted to see it, so he held Lin Feng's hand and said, "Dad, let's go see it too." Zhang Yuxi also came over and said, "Is this snake real or fake?" Children are both scared and curious about these animals. Well, it's mostly Sanbao who is scared. Even if they want to see snakes and lizards, they must be accompanied by Lin Feng. "Dad, don't go. Dad won't go. Dad will watch it with Sanbao," Zhang Yuxi said. "Mom is here too." Lin Feng noticed that Sanbao was also scared after watching it, but he didn't show it. Lin Feng went over and comforted Sanbao. "Are you scared?" Sanbao was stubborn and pursed his lips. "Not bad." Lin Feng hugged Sanbao. "Don't be afraid, Dad and Mom are here." Chapter 370 Sanbao's Friends. After leaving, the 4 babies followed Sister Rabbit to the Rainbow World. There is a colorful world here, which is the favorite of the children. Sister Rabbit introduced, the Rainbow World is designed according to children aged 1 to 12. Through a series of lively science and technology entertainment activities, let the children perceive the outside world, observe natural phenomena, and participate in science and technology practice. As soon as they entered, the babies began to cheer. There is a mirror maze here, and the children opened their mouths in surprise. Sister Rabbit reminded parents, if children want to play the mirror maze, parents should accompany them. The children rushed to pull their parents to go in and experience the mirror maze. Sister Rabbit led the way. "Let me lead the way, everyone follow me." As soon as they entered the mirror maze, the children curiously made faces at themselves in the mirror. The parents were infected by the children's emotions and looked at themselves in the mirror. "Well, my makeup is smudged, I need to touch it up later. My bag is open. Fortunately, nothing is missing. My hairstyle that I just did yesterday is messed up. Did they say that this foundation lasts long? It's dark and cakes so quickly. What's this on my clothes? A drink." Led by Sister Bunny, the group successfully walked out of the maze. Teacher Lee asked everyone, "Is it fun?" The children shouted, "It's fun, super fun." Continue walking forward, there is a world seen from the eyes of animals. The bunny said, "Our world is colorful, with all kinds of colors, so let's go and have a look. There are all kinds of animals here." Sanbao found a dog's toy and put his head in. Seeing the world from the perspective of a dog, he was surprised to find many discoveries. "Dad, Mom, come on." On the other side, Erbao, who sees the world from the perspective of a cat, also started calling Dad and Mom. Not to mention Dabao and Sabao. They are anxious to share the world in their eyes. Lin Feng responded to the babies, "You watch first, and Dad will watch after you finish watching." There are so many animals here, and the children are like little bees, flying around and busy. Lin Feng saw that the dog's head was empty, so he went to take a look. The little rabbit smiled and said, "Dogs can't distinguish between red and orange, but they can clearly see blue and purple and ultraviolet light. In addition, they can distinguish 40 shades of gray. Birds can see ultraviolet light. So the picture of the peacock spreading its tail that they see is more colorful than what we see. Cats don't distinguish between red and green tones. The world in their eyes is made up of brown, yellow and blue tones. Cats have a wider field of vision than us, so they can see more things and can adapt to the dark 6 times more than we can in the dark." The children looked at it for a while and were attracted by the rainbow house. There were colorful toys everywhere here, and the children ran over. They made room so that the parents had a chance. "Oh my God, I feel dizzy. This color is good. Our human world is still colorful." The children played in the rainbow house for a while, and felt bored again, and ran to play other things one by one. There is something like a blower here. If you hit the drum surface vigorously, wind will be generated. The greater the force, the greater the wind force. The children hit the drum surface hard one by one, and the decorations on the opposite baffle will move. They are having a lot of fun, but some parents are already tired. It's really tiring to play with children. That's right, we are not as energetic as them. I am pitiful. I happened to wear high heels today. I am so tired of walking. I have foresight and wear sneakers. The children are playing, and the parents start chatting one after another. To be honest, Zhang Yuxi is also a little tired. When adults go shopping, they can at least sit down and rest, drink a cup of tea, and chat. Accompanying children, "Do you want to rest? Dream on." They never get tired when they play with things, and they play happily one by one. When you sit down and want to rest for a while, they get up and run to play somewhere else. As a parent, you have to ensure the safety of your children and follow them 24 hours a day. Even if they are playing in one place, you have to lock on to the target like a radar. There is no place to rest here. Zhang Yuxi can only lean on Lin Feng. With the help of some strength, let yourself rest for a while. Less than 10 seconds later, the children are going to other places again. Xiaotu said, "Next, let's go to the robot museum, okay?" All the children said yes. Lin Feng held Zhang Yuxi's hand. "Are you tired?" Zhang Yuxi nodded, "Not bad. There are many robots here. There are robots that draw with both hands, robots that play chess, robots that play with Rubik's cubes, and robots that shoot arrows and play football." The parents followed behind the children, and their enthusiasm was almost exhausted. Lin Feng held Zhang Yuxi's hand and looked at the children. Because of the cleansing of his essence and marrow, Lin Feng is not tired at all now. The children are already playing with full energy. The parents are really tired. I don't know why they are not tired. We were not the same when we were young. We played all the time and were not tired at all. There are still many places to visit. I want to leave now. Me too, I'm lying down and want to sleep. Boys just like robots, they don't want to leave after playing with them in all kinds of ways. Little Rabbit asked the children, "There's a spider exhibition, do you want to go?" Some children wanted to go, and some didn't. Then the children who want to go, follow Sister Rabbit. Parents who don't want to go can take the children to buy some food and sit in the rest area over there. When the parents heard this, they instantly became energetic. They quickly took the children and said, "Come on, Mom will buy you some food, and Mom can rest for a while." Since Sanbao didn't want to go, Zhang Yuxi could just take the child to replenish his energy and have a good rest. There is a supermarket here, and there are many children's food. It's summer vacation now, and many parents bring their children to the Science and Technology Museum. They have to queue up to buy something. A parent took the lead and said, "You sit down, I'll buy it for you, what do you want?" The parent took note and went to line up. Zhang Yuxi knew this parent. She was warm and helpful. She was a full-time wife at home. Her husband was the CEO of a Fortune 500 company, and she herself was born into a wealthy family. The baby was a little boy, and everyone called him Xiaoru. Xiaoru was very cute and handsome. He sat at the same table with Sanbao for a while, and the two had a very good relationship. He was one of Sanbao's best friends. But now that they had changed seats and knew each other, they rarely talked. Xiaoru sat over and looked at Sanbao with sparkling eyes. "Your bun is going to fall off." Sanbao touched it, and Zhang Yuxi took a look. The bun on his head was loose and seemed to be about to fall off. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Thank you for the reminder." She tied a bun for Sanbao and pinned it with a small hairpin. The children sat on the chair, shaking their legs and chatting with each other. At this moment, Xiaoru's mother came back with food. Sanbao was a little tired, and leaned lazily against Zhang Yuxi. Zhang Yuxi asked Sanbao, "Are you tired?" Sanbao nodded and hummed softly. Xiaoru took his own small bread, came over and asked Sanbao, "Sister, do you want to eat this?" Sanbao shook his head and said politely, "Thank you, I don't want to eat it, you can eat it yourself." Xiaoru was a little disappointed and said, "Oh." Sanbao is a kind child, and seeing that Xiaoru is depressed, he said, "I can eat a little bit." Xiaoru was happy again. "Okay." He broke a portion for Sanbao. "This is delicious." Xiaoru's mother said, "My child often mentions your little daughter to me." Zhang Yuxi was a little surprised. "Really? Xiaoru has always wanted a sister, but we don't plan to have another one at the moment." Xiaoru said that the sister in his mind is like Sanbao, so he likes Sanbao very much. He keeps urging me to give birth to a little sister like Sanbao. Zhang Yuxi smiled. Xiaoru is a sensible child. Xiaoru's mother smiled and said, "Yes, this child is very sensible, which makes people worry less." It was Lin Feng who picked up the kids from school, and Zhang Yuxi would go along occasionally. He wasn't very familiar with Xiaoru's mother. This was the first time the two of them had chatted. They usually just nodded to each other. Chapter 371 Ocean World. On the other side, Lin Feng took the three huskies and went to the spider museum with other children in the class. There are all kinds of spiders here, some are specimens, and some are made. Even the made ones are lifelike and look like the real ones. Here is a brief introduction. If the children don't understand, the parents can introduce it. The three huskies know most of the words on it. Except for some with too many strokes or obscure and difficult to understand, most of them are correct. The parent next to him was surprised. "Wow, your child knows so many words." Lin Feng nodded. "Yes." "Where did he go to cram school?" Lin Feng shook his head. "No cram school, and I didn't teach him deliberately. I guess he learned it from reading storybooks." The other parent obviously didn't believe it. "You are so good at reading stories." Lin Feng didn't care whether the other party believed it or not. "Yes. Sanbao is a girl, and she is not afraid of hairy spiders at all." Lin Feng felt that he had 3 sons and a daughter. When they came out, Zhang Yuxi and the children had almost rested. Lin Feng asked, "What do you want to eat?" Then he asked Zhang Yuxi, "What else do you want to eat?" Zhang Yuxi shook her head. "We've eaten everything, you guys can eat." The foodie number 3 in the family is not simple. When Lin Feng came back, he bought a lot. The children were so hungry that they wolfed down their food. The couple felt distressed and amused when they saw it. "Eat slowly, eat slowly." After a while, the 3 huskies were full and planned to explore the next round. Zhang Yuxi. She saw that the 3 huskies were not very interested. "Do you want to go?" Xiaorui's mother came over and said, "Let's go together." Just now, Sister Rabbit said, "Let's go to the movie, Underwater World." As she was talking, the little rabbit came over. The screen of the IMAX Dome Theater is 25 meters in diameter and can accommodate more than 300 viewers. The projection equipment uses the IMAX single machine projection system, and the picture is clear and stable. The screen is tilted at 30 degrees. We are under the screen, surrounded by pictures, with a strong sense of suspension and immersion. When the parents heard it, they thought it was fun and took their babies to play. Just as the little rabbit said, the screen was very, very big, and the whole thing above the head was a silver screen. The chairs were all tilted. The little rabbit said, "Parents and children, please sit down in an orderly manner. Our ocean world will start soon." The movie is about 5 minutes long, not very long. I'll wait for you at the door. Everyone sat down, and it happened that Sanbeo and Xiaoru sat next to each other. Xiaoru smiled and asked, "Do you like watching movies?" Sanbeo smiled obediently, "I like watching cartoons." Lin Feng bought a lot of things before, and there were some leftovers from the children. It would be great to distribute them and eat while watching movies. A voice came from the screening room, "Welcome, children and adults. Next, we will show Ocean World. What is there in the mysterious sea? Let's take a look today." As the voices were talking, the lights gradually dimmed, and the screen above the head gradually appeared. There was also the gurgling sound of water. A sea turtle swam over from far away, slowly approached, and swam away from them. The children couldn't help but exclaim, with a look of wonder on their faces. The visual impact was still a bit shocking, as if you were in an underwater world, surrounded by a school of fish. Then, a shark came from the side, and when it approached, it opened its mouth and pounced. Some timid children immediately screamed. Sanbeo even threw herself into Lin Feng's arms. "Dad!" Lin Feng took her from the chair and coaxed her. "Don't be afraid, Dad is here. These are all fake, not real. Look, it swam over our heads, right?" Sanbeo looked up and saw the shark swimming over her head, and she couldn't help but breathe a sigh of relief. Then, she saw many scenes of underwater creatures, including beautiful coral reefs and clownfish. The babies couldn't stop exclaiming, "Wow, so beautiful. I know this is a clownfish, I've seen its movie, it's so good. I can swim in the sea in the future. If I can become a shark, I'll be the best. I want to become a shark too." Listening to the children's conversation, the parents couldn't help but laugh. At this time, the most shocking scene appeared. Gradually approaching from afar, it was a humpback whale. Its sound spread throughout the theater. When it approached, everyone couldn't help holding their breath and staring at it with wide eyes. Many children don't know about humpback whales. Even if they know, this is the first time they have seen such a huge creature up close. Just as it approached, a leaping picture suddenly appeared. Wow! The waves rushed towards them, and the sense of reality seemed to sweep them away. The humpback whale slowly swam over their heads. At the same time, its sound became smaller and smaller, and as the sound disappeared, it also left people's sight. Lin Feng looked at the time and it was about to end. Sure enough, as the underwater world returned to peace, the movie clip also ended. The theater lights turned on and the screen turned off. Parents and children were still immersed in the visual shock just now. Sister Bunny came over and said with a smile, "Okay, it's time for us to go." Lin Feng held Sanbeo and held Zhang Yuxi's hand to leave the theater. Sister Bunny smiled and said, "Let's go, there are only a few places left." Zhang Yuxi didn't want to leave, and Erbeo was too lazy to move. Erbeo felt that as long as her father held her, she could still go around. In this way, Erbeo and Sanbeo rested outside, looking at the backpack, waiting for Lin Feng to come back. In less than 3 minutes, Erbeo was drowsy. "Mom, I want to sleep." Zhang Yuxi held Erbeo. "Come, Mom will hold you to sleep." Erbeo yawned in Zhang Yuxi's arms. "You've worked hard, Mom." Zhang Yuxi kissed him. "It's not hard, go to sleep." On the other side, Sanbeo fell asleep in Lin Feng's arms in a short while. Half an hour later, the couple looked at each other and couldn't help laughing. After sleeping for almost half an hour, it was almost time. Wake up Erbeo and Sanbeo, and the two children are energetic again. But, in addition to Sibeo, Dabeo is also sleepy. Lin Feng holds Dabeo, Zhang Yuxi holds Sibeo, and follows teacher Li home. After returning home, Dabeo and Erbeo woke up, and Sibeo was sleepy. Take Sibeo to sleep." The other babies were playing in the living room, and Zhang Yuxi lay on the sofa, resting her head on Lin Feng's legs, and fell asleep in a daze. After Zhang Yuxi fell asleep, Lin Feng carried her upstairs. "You guys play in the living room, don't leave the yard. Dad will take Mom to bed and will be down soon." After settling Zhang Yuxi down, he went downstairs to see the 4 children. Back in the living room, the children were playing well, so he went to the kitchen to squeeze some watermelon juice for them. Erbeo ran over. "Dad, we want to eat ice cream." Lin Feng didn't even turn his head. "Okay, Dad will make you watermelon-flavored ice cream." "Great, Dad is the best. Erbeo likes Dad the most." Lin Feng smiled. "You like ice cream, right? The squeezed watermelon juice is just right for Lin Feng to make ice cream." Lin Feng added some ice cubes in it. "Come and eat." The children could only eat a little, fearing that their stomachs couldn't stand it. As for why they didn't put it in the refrigerator, it was because they couldn't wait so long. Lin Feng started to make dinner, and the phone rang, and Dabao took it over. Dad, someone called you. Lin Feng motioned Dabao to put it aside and turned on the hands-free. The caller ID showed an unfamiliar number. Hello, who are you? It's me, Wang Yao. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelists. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 372, Ex-Girlfriend's Phone Call. Hearing this, Lin Feng frowned slightly and said in a deep voice, "How do you have my contact information? It's not important. What's important is that I want to see you. I'm busy, and I don't want to see you." Wang Yao's tone suddenly became excited. "If you don't come, I'll die in front of you." Lin Feng said very firmly, "You won't? You love yourself so much, are you willing to die?" Wang Yao said, "Many times, things have changed, and I am no longer the same person I was back then. Lin Feng, please, let's meet." Lin Feng decisively refused. "No way, I won't see you. Are you so heartless?" Lin Feng was too lazy to pay attention to her and hung up the phone. Then he wiped his hands and set her number to the blacklist. At this time, Erbao popped up and asked with a smile, "Dad, who is it?" "This little girl." Lin Feng said calmly, "Oh, it's an aunt I know, but I'm not too familiar with her." Erbao said, "Oh, so, I'll tell Mom about this." Lin Feng had no objection. "Okay." Then Erbao went back to the living room, and Lin Feng continued to cook dinner. It was almost done. "Erbao, Dabao and Sanbao, go wake up Sabao and Mom, and let them get up." "Dadada. Lin Feng made sushi today. I bought the tools myself and this is the first time I've made it." "Dadada." Zhang Yuxi appeared in the kitchen, leaned against the door and asked with a smile, "Who called just now?" Lin Feng couldn't help laughing. "Did Erbao report it?" Zhang Yuxi nodded. "She said that an aunt called and cried, and said she wanted to meet you." "Well, it's a bit exaggerated." Lin Feng said calmly, "It was Wang Yao who wanted to meet me, but I refused." Zhang Yuxi frowned slightly. "Why did she meet you? Is she obsessed with you?" Looking at the very virtuous, very rich, very family-oriented, and very handsome man in front of her, Wang Yao must have gotten Lin Feng's number from somewhere. Is she planning to pester him and hope to rekindle the old love? Zhang Yuxi picked up Lin Feng's phone and took a look at the blacklist of calls. There were more than 10 of them. Zhang Yuxi exited the blacklist and took Lin Feng's phone away. Then he used his phone to call Wang Yao back. "Lin Feng, you finally answered my call. Does this mean that you still have feelings for me?" This sentence made Zhang Yuxi laugh. Zhang Yuxi chuckled and said, "You think too much? He has already put you on the blacklist. It's you. Who else do you think it is?" "I don't want to tell you. I want to find Lin Feng." Zhang Yuxi's tone was extremely cold and his expression was murderous. "Looking for Lin Feng? Are you looking for death?" Wang Yao was shocked, but said, "You care so much? Do you think your position is not secure?" Zhang Yuxi was irritated by Wang Yao's words. "I have a good figure, a pretty face, money, knowledge, and a good family background. Do you think you are like someone who has nothing, worrying about gains and losses, and worrying about being poached all day long? You look so ordinary. I don't know where you get the confidence to think that Lin Feng still has feelings for you. Who dumped him in the first place, and now you are shamelessly trying to win him back? Don't you think you are cheap?" Wang Yao said angrily, "That's between Lin Feng and me. It has nothing to do with you." Zhang Yuxi's tone was still as cold as ice, with a strong warning. "I'm calling you today to warn you that you should have some dignity and stop thinking about destroying other people's families. Don't think that I, Zhang Yuxi, am someone who is easy to mess with. If I find out, you will contact Lin Feng again. I will definitely let you know what the consequences are. I, Zhang Yuxi, always keep my word. Do you understand?" There was no sound on the other end of the phone. But Zhang Yuxi knew that Wang Yao was listening. Very good. After hanging up the phone, Zhang Yuxi was still angry. When she was young, she followed in Lan and did many passionate things. Moreover, this matter is related to her own happiness. If Wang Yao keeps pestering her, she will definitely not sit still and wait for death. It's really a step back. The more you think about it, the angrier you get. Lin Feng came up to call Zhang Yuxi for dinner. What's wrong? Did you talk to Wang Yao on the phone? Zhang Yuxi said lightly. Yes. Lin Feng guessed that Zhang Yuxi might be holding back a lot of anger at this moment. Lin Feng coaxed her. Be good, we don't need to care about that kind of person. If you get angry, your husband will be distressed again. Zhang Yuxi pouted and looked at Lin Feng. If she contacts you again, I will deal with her. Lin Feng said readily. Okay, you deal with her, whatever you want, your husband will cover you. Zhang Yuxi felt relieved and climbed Lin Feng's neck, teasing him deliberately. Really? Then I won't be gentle with women. Lin Feng pecked her. I will only be gentle with you. Zhang Yuxi was happy. Hate it. In front of Lin Feng, she was just a soft and cute wife, a slightly confused mother of children. Zhang Yuxi didn't have the ruthlessness she had before when she called Wang Yao. The family had dinner and started to take a walk. After walking for about 20 minutes, there were aunties dancing square dance in front of them. Sibao and Erbao walked into the team and twisted around, imitating them very well. Lin Feng asked, Wife, do you think you should take Erbao and Sanbao to learn dancing? Dancing. The couple couldn't help but think of the first time they took their children to dance training class. It happened that they met a teacher teaching the children to bend their waists. Zhang Yuxi used to learn dancing and received a lot of personal teachings from Zhao, and Lin Feng was shocked. Erbao and Sanbao were also scared and refused to learn dancing. The matter was left unresolved. As parents, of course, we hope that children will have more interests and hobbies, and they will have their own strengths in the future. However, we can't bear to let children do something they don't like. Children now are not like they were before. Now they are more mature, smarter, and more rebellious. Education has become the top priority, and Lin Feng doesn't want to put pressure on the children, and it will be the same in the future. Zhang Yuxi thought about it. Let's ask the children's opinions. Okay. On the way back, Lin Feng asked the children if they wanted to learn dancing. Sibao said, I want to learn dancing. This was quite sudden. But Lin Feng is not the kind of conservative person, and it's okay for boys to learn dancing. Lin Feng asked, Really? What do you want to learn? Sibao pointed at the auntie who was dancing in the square. I want to dance this. Lin Feng. Zhang Yuxi. Erbao also said, I want to learn it too. Chapter 373 Preparing for the birthday party. After returning home, the children obviously forgot about it. In the living room, they played happily. Before going to bed, Zhang Yuxi said while taking care of her skin at the dressing table. If you don't learn now, when you get older, it will be more tiring to learn. Like Erbao and Sanbao, it's better at this age, and their bodies are soft. But, forget it if they don't learn. Although it is necessary to cultivate interests and hobbies from a young age, many college students now work in a major other than what they studied. I used to think that being a dancer was my only way out. Later I found out that I prefer to be a teacher. Lin Feng hummed. This, he has a deep understanding of. He never thought that he would be a dad one day. So, let him be, let him be. Husband, it's the children's birthday in a week, what are you going to do? I haven't thought about it yet. I can't think of a good way either. Now that the family conditions are better, the children play every day and have delicious food. For a moment, I really can't think of how to celebrate their birthdays. After their birthdays this month, the babies will be 4 years old. Time flies. In a blink of an eye, it will be the baby's 4th birthday in 2 days. The couple has not yet figured out how to celebrate this birthday. But when Zhang Yuxi contacted Liu Qing, she provided her with an idea. Husband. Zhang Yuxi came over, I want to tell you something. Lin Feng put his arms around Zhang Yuxi and asked, what is it? Zhang Yuxi mentioned something to Lin Feng. In the past, when classmates in the class had birthdays, parents would bring a cake to the class and share the cake with classmates. Lin Feng nodded, I know. The teacher also sent a video to watch it, and parents also sent congratulations. Looking at the expressions of the 4 babies at the time, they were still quite looking forward to it. Thinking of this, Lin Feng instantly guessed Zhang Yuxi's intention. Thoughts turned, are you inviting classmates to celebrate your birthday together? Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, yes, it will be more lively with more people. Lin Feng said, parents will definitely come at that time. With so many people, reception is inevitable. Can you do that? Don't look at Zhang Yuxi's majestic and eloquent teaching on the podium. In fact, She has some mild social anxiety and is unwilling to socialize. In Zhang Yuxi's view, this is a very troublesome thing. Like in Lan, teacher Han Wen, etc. They all took the initiative to approach Zhang Yuxi, and Zhang Yuxi was willing to accept them. But when Zhang Yuxi took the initiative to cater to the other party and try to make friends, she was still a little repulsive. The reason was that she was a so-called other people's family girl since she was a child, and the children didn't like to be friends with her. Even if she took the initiative, people were unwilling to pay attention to her. So that, gradually, Zhang Yuxi was unwilling to make friends. When she became more and more outstanding, more and more beautiful, and her aura became more and more powerful, she gradually became an iceberg goddess. It was even harder to make friends. And her only friend who took the initiative to make friends Du Jin. It's really hard to say. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, for the baby's birthday party, I can do it. Lin Feng thought for a moment, okay, then I'll send a message to the WeChat group later. Zhang Yuxi pursed her lips, a little worried. Do you think it will be awkward if no children come? If that's the case, the 4 babies will be so sad. Lin Feng. He hesitated for a moment. I observed that the 4 babies still have a lot of friends in the class. He paused and said, why not let the 4 babies call and invite themselves? They shouldn't be rejected this way. Zhang Yuxi clapped her hands. This is great. In the afternoon, Lin Feng asked the 4 babies to sit in a row. The day after tomorrow is your birthday. Should we invite your classmates to our home to celebrate your birthday together? The 4 children looked at each other and agreed with both hands. Great. Lin Feng said, but the invitation and phone call will be left to you. Erbeo said quickly, no problem. Sibeo asked Erbeo, but we don't know their phone numbers. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, who do you want to call? We will give you the phone number. Lin Feng went to cut watermelon. You guys discuss it first, I'll go cut watermelon. After eating watermelon, the children started to make phone calls to invite. Lin Feng specifically reminded, it's the afternoon of the 8th, you know? If the children are not at home, you can tell the uncles and aunts and let them pass it on. The children nodded. The first call was to Xianshan. Xianshan agreed happily. The next step was to call their best friends. There were about 30 classmates, and Sibeo knew most of them. For him, there was no best friend, they were all good friends. Zhang Yuxi was just taking notes on the side to prevent duplication, and who else had not been notified. Lin Feng directly found a planning company and agreed to come to the door in half an hour. After the 4 babies finished making the invitation calls, the planners came to the door. The visitor smiled and said, this is our family version of the birthday party, with various themes. Raymond Lam waved, you can choose it yourself, tell uncle what you like. In Raymond Lam's opinion, there are some things that the 4 babies can solve by themselves, and he doesn't need to intervene. Let them try to communicate with the boss themselves and tell them what they need. The effect is good. The first baby proposed to add Transformers elements. The second baby wants to add Barbie dolls, and the 4th baby wants a Ultraman. The 3rd baby wants to hang a lot of shiny things, and the balloons should be filled with glitter. After the visitor communicated with the babies for a while, the plan was determined. Finally, it was decided to set up the birthday party on the morning of the 8th, before noon. Chapter 374 Friends Gathering. The next day, Lin Feng asked Zhang Yuxi to stay at home. He went shopping and ordered cakes by himself. If he took Zhang Yuxi and the children with him, he couldn't buy much. Lin Feng also offered a children's party package. Because they were not coming for lunch, Lin Feng did not prepare lunch, but snacks, small desserts, fruits, etc. On the morning of the 8th, 5 or 6 people from the planning company came to decorate the birthday party venue. Not only the living room had to be decorated, but balloons had to be tied to the handrails of the stairs to ensure all-round joy. Lin Feng was busy in the kitchen all morning. He made children's biscuits, small breads, squeezed juices, made drinks. He also grilled chicken wings, grilled sausages and other snacks. Unlike other birthday parties, these snacks were made by himself, clean, healthy and hygienic. After working until noon, Lin Feng cooked a bowl of noodles for each of the 4 treasures. Then he went to bed. This was the first time the babies invited their classmates to a birthday party. How could they sleep? In the end, Lin Feng took them to bed by himself. He claimed that he would wake them up as soon as the classmates came. And Lan and Liu Bo couldn't miss the babies' birthday party. Look, the 4 babies and Lin Feng went upstairs. They came over after lunch. Wow, it's so beautiful. And Lan started standing in the yard. The yard used to be empty, but now it's full of fruit trees. There are a lot of balloons and ribbons tied to the fruit trees. After entering the house, it's even more gorgeous. Ultraman and Transformers made of balloons. It looks a bit ugly, but it's great to be able to use balloons to this extent. The cake was also delivered, a very beautiful 3-layer fruit cake. In short, it's very beautiful and I like it very much. It makes Lan want to hold one for her own children as soon as possible. Zhang Yuxi walked over to look at Guoguo. This child is looking more and more like you. And Lan raised her chin. Haven't you heard of it? Children who have sons like their mothers and daughters like their fathers are lucky. Besides, if the child looks like his father, he'd be so ugly. Zhang Yuxi knew Lan was joking. Is it true? Is there such a saying? And Lan sat down. I don't know either. I heard it from the old people. Just don't take it seriously. Zhang Yuxi took the child. Our Guoguo has gained a lot of weight again. Guoguo is not shy and smiles as soon as she sees Zhang Yuxi. Not only does she look like Lan, but her personality is also similar. How many months do you plan to breastfeed? And Lan said, I have enough milk. I plan to breastfeed until 8 months, so that the child's physique and resistance will be better. Zhang Yuxi nodded, that's good. And Lan sighed and said, it's convenient to feed the baby. You can take the food with you wherever you go. It's too troublesome to feed the baby with supplementary food. I'm still lazy for a month or two. Zhang Yuxi handed Guoguo to Lan. Do you think he's hungry? He keeps swearing. And Lan took it. He's hungry. Zhang Yuxi looked at Guoguo eating milk and couldn't help but recall the scene of feeding the second and third babies. After a while, Guoguo fell asleep, holding the baby in his mouth and refused to let go. After Lan waited for him to fall asleep, she tidied up her clothes and asked, where should I put Guoguo? Put it in our bedroom. There's a crib in it. If you put it on the first floor, the classmates who come later may disturb Guoguo. Zhang Yuxi handed the child to Liubo. You go, I'll talk to Yuxi. Liubo carried the child upstairs. On the second floor, he happened to meet Lin Feng who had just left the children's room. There's a crib, it's all arranged. Downstairs, Lan talked to Zhang Yuxi about Wang Yao. Lan scolded Wang Yao for being shameless, and said angrily, if this little bitch calls again, you make an appointment with her and I'll tear her apart. I've seen shameless people, but I've never seen such a shameless person. She ran away with a rich second generation because she despised the poor and loved the rich. Now that she sees that Mr. Lin has become rich, she wants to lick him back. Haha. Dream on. Zhang Yuxi let out a long breath. If Wang Yao still pesters me, I won't let her go. And Lan thought for a while, you are not good at fighting and acting like a shrew, let me do it. Besides, you are a teacher, and it will be more trouble than it is for that little bitch to go to your school to make trouble. I'll take care of it. Seeing her bestie stand up for her, how could Zhang Yuxi not be moved? At this time, Zhang Ming came with Zhang Chenchen. Zhang Chenchen will be in the 2nd grade next month, and the whole person looks much more mature and stable than before. Aunt Zhang, hello Anton. Zhang Yuxi smiled and waved, come here, let Auntie see. Zhang Chenchen came over with a smile. You've grown taller and darker. Did you take a nap at noon? Yes. Urbeo and the others are still sleeping. Auntie will wake them up later to come down and play with you. Don't worry, let them sleep well. Here's the food, feel free to eat. Thank you, Auntie Zhang. Zhang Chenchen put a gift box in her hand on the table. Auntie, this is a birthday present for my younger brother and sister. Zhang Yuxi touched the child's head lovingly, then Auntie would like to thank you on their behalf. Zhang Chenchen asked, Auntie, can I play with the toys for a while? Of course. Zhang Chenchen went to play with the toys happily. And Lan couldn't help but sigh, before I had children, I always felt that time passed very slowly. Since I had children, time has flown by. Zhang Yuxi nodded, that's right. After today, the 4 babies will be 4 years old. She greeted Zhang Ming, how about you, how is your barbecue business? Zhang Ming smiled and said, it's good. There were not many people at the beginning, but then the business got better and better. This is all thanks to Brother Lin's help. He adjusted the flavor for me, and more people came to eat. Zhang Ming originally planned to find a job after his children went to school. He had no diploma, no connections, and could do nothing except physical work. He heard that delivering food could make money, so he downloaded the app and registered. After running for 2 days, because he was not familiar with the road, not only did he deliver few orders, but he also received complaints. After thinking about it, Zhang Ming decided to start a small business by himself. Look, summer is the time for barbecue. When the family was having barbecue, Zhang Ming suddenly had the idea of setting up a barbecue stall. Pan Lei supported him, and the children also supported him. In this way, she took care of the children during the day and pushed the cart out to sell barbecue at night. Because the taste was not good, the business was bleak. After Lin Feng learned about it, he prepared barbecue ingredients for him, and the business picked up immediately. Now, Pan Lei will also come to help. The barbecue stall is set up from 5:30 in the afternoon to 3 in the morning. Although it is hard to run the store, they can make money. Zhang Ming and his wife are full of energy. About half an hour later, Lin Feng and Liu Bo were still upstairs. And Lan ate fruit and muttered, "I don't know what they are doing upstairs." Chapter 375. Do you plan to have a second child? As they were talking, Liu Qing came over with Xianxin. "Auntie, we are here. This is a birthday gift for the 4 treasures." Zhang Yuxi said with a smile, "Thank you, they are still taking a nap. Auntie, call them down." Okay. Xianxin followed Zhang Yuxi and went upstairs. She said softly, "I haven't played with them for a long time, I wonder if they still remember me." Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Of course they remember." She opened the room of Erbeo and Sanbeo. "Go. Auntie, call Dabeo and Sebeo." Xianxin screamed and walked to Sanbeo's bed. Sanbeo, get up." Dada ran to Erbeo's bed again. Erbeo, get up quickly." Erbeo opened his eyes and smiled immediately. "Xianxin, you're here." Xianxin said with a smile, "Yes, get up quickly, let's play together." Sanbeo sat up and rubbed his eyes. "Xianxin, you're back." Xianxin couldn't wait to say, yes, get up quickly." Zhang Yuxi came over to put on the 2 little princesses' favorite princess dresses. Erbeo chose yellow and Sanbeo chose pink. Wearing the little crowns, the 2 of them were incredibly beautiful. Xianxin was generous with her praise. "Wow, you are so beautiful." Sanbeo was a little shy. "Thank you." Erbeo held Xianxin's hand. Let's go play together." When they went out, they saw Dabeo and Sebeo coming out. Xianxin was so happy. "Let's go play." After Lin Feng and Liu Bo discussed the matter, little Guoguo also woke up. When they came downstairs, they happened to meet. "Is Xianxin here?" Xianxin nodded and greeted Lin Feng. "Hello, uncle." Looking at the child in Liu Bo's arms, Xianxin's eyes sparkled. "Uncle, can I see this little brother?" Liu Bo squatted down and showed his son to Xianxin. Xianxin was very envious. "He is so cute. I really hope my mother can give me a brother or sister, so that I will have someone to play with." After going downstairs, Xianxin hugged Liu Qing and shouted for a brother or sister. Liu Qing took a look at the child in Liu Bo's arms and immediately understood. "This, we will talk about it when we get home. Give them the birthday gifts for the 4 treasures." "Yes, I have gifts for you." Children are easily diverted. And Lan smiled and asked, "Are you planning to have a second child?" Liu Qing frowned, not considering it. In fact, if conditions permit, she also wants to give Xianxin a brother or sister. She can see that Xianxin must be a very good sister. And she also wants a brother or sister. But, conditions do not allow it. The 3rd to arrive were Xiao Rui and his mother. This was their first time to visit our home. Lin Feng received them. 4 treasures. Xiao Rui is here. Zhang Yuxi learned from another mother after the Science and Technology Museum. Xiao Rui, this child, began to receive right brain development when he was 2 years old. Her mother let him develop in all aspects. He can now recognize more than 5,000 characters, more than 3,000 words, and can play the violin. He has been trained as a host, taekwondo, swimming, and everything else. Zhang Yuxi was really surprised. After a while, other children in the class arrived one after another. Zhang Yuxi was in the kitchen with Lan, chatting while busy cutting fruits and squeezing juice. Lin Feng was responsible for the reception outside. There was a small door outside the kitchen that led to the yard. She ate the fruit. Boss Lin is really good at dancing with his sleeves. Zhang Yuxi smiled and said, "Usually he deals with these parents. You know I'm not good at socializing." After a while, Liu Qing came over. "I've been looking for you for a long time. You're in the kitchen." Why don't you go sit in the living room? Zhang Yuxi took the fruit plate out. I'd better stay in the kitchen. It's quieter this way. The highlight was cutting the cake. Lin Feng put 4 candles on the 3-layer cake and lit it. Everyone clapped and sang the birthday song. Happy birthday to you, happy birthday to you. The 4 babies had happy smiles on their faces. Lin Feng said softly, make a wish. The 4 babies closed their eyes and made a wish, then blew out the candles together. Great. We can eat cake now. Lin Feng cut a cake and everyone had a share. After eating, they played with toys together, and the children introduced their rooms to them. The parents sat in the living room and chatted. As they chatted, I don't know who started it, but they talked about the villa in Kehu Villa. One of the mothers said, I bought a house here when I first bought it. But the child's father said it was remote and the surrounding facilities were not mature. I was just pregnant at that time. Look, 4 or 5 years have passed, and the value has more than tripled. There was a lot of regret in her words. Another mother said, as soon as Kehu Villa was launched, it was sold out soon. Now it's a second-hand house. My family wanted to buy it, but unfortunately we didn't have much money at that time. When we have money, we can't afford it. At this time, Xiao Rui's mother smiled and said, you have money, why don't you act quickly? It is said that a convention and exhibition center will be built later. We will strive to build a second convention and exhibition center in Guangzhou. I heard that the document has been issued. By then, every inch of land here will be worth a lot of money. Everyone was excited to hear this, knowing that Xiao Rui's mother had some information. We also want to buy, but there are only so many villas, and people don't buy them. That's right, if it continues to rise like this, it is estimated that one will cost more than 200 or 300 million yuan. Everyone took a deep breath. Although their family has some money, it is only 10 or 20 million yuan in assets. And buying a house is also an investment, not like a local tyrant. Live here today, live there tomorrow. 2 or 300 million, their total assets added up, probably only this much? And we have to include real estate. Can't afford it. Forget it. Xiao Rui's mother also sighed. She liked the layout of this villa, and there was a lot of free space. Unfortunately, if she wanted to buy it now, she had no money and no resources. The parents sitting next to each other saw Lin Feng leaving and began to gossip. This father Lin is really amazing. I heard that he did all these. He is more capable than women. You said he stays at home to take care of the children all day. Is he a gigolo? What gigolo? He is an investor, worth hundreds of billions. When I compare, I feel really bad. I want to divorce. Don't compare. Comparison is maddening. Besides, Zhang's mother is beautiful, a university teacher, and graduated from a famous foreign university. We can't compare. When comparing your husband with your family, also compare yourself. To say this, it should be that the relationship between the few people is good, half joking. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.